Welcome in, everybody. It is going to be a roller coaster ending in the NBA regular season. It's been, as me and Chill have both stated, probably the best regular season ever. And it's going to continue to get better over these next two games that everybody has to play. Now, everybody has to play two games, but everybody's playoff spot is not secure, and the seeding certainly isn't safe. You have five teams in the West that are separated by one game. The Warriors, Wolves, and Grizzlies all have the same record. The Nuggets and the Clippers are one game ahead of those three teams, but they also have the same record. The Bucks and the Pistons will play tonight to see who will get the fifth seed, and then they play again on Sunday. The one and two are secured in both the East and the West, but the play-in tournaments are undecided. So we have a lot to unpack. We have a lot to look into, and we have a lot to look forward to. Fellas,
Mhm.
I'm gonna give the floor. Tell me how you feel about tonight and well, last night in the seating as it currently stands.
I think it's interesting that the regular season doesn't matter until it does. And we're in a space now where the regular season very much matters. This is why those games in January, this is why those games in December, this is why they matter. Because when you find yourself in a position like the Detroit Pistons are in right now, like the Milwaukee Bucks are in right now, like the Memphis Grizzlies are now in a must-win situation when they got a back-to-back, when they got to go to Denver and win. And if they lose, they find themselves in the play-in tournament. Well, that matters because 2 months ago, when you were in January, or 3 months ago when you were in January and you were dropping games that you shouldn't have been dropping, those games now matter. Those games that you ended up losing. So I think that we're in a space now. I think we're in a space now, Ron, where it's confirmation that the regular season matters more than we give it credit for. If I think about what the playoff implications are right now for the Memphis Grizzlies, what the playoff implications are for the Minnesota Timberwolves, the fact that this last stretch, I think you ran down the schedule probably about a month or so ago, and you were blown away by how easy Minnesota's schedule was. And they've been rolling, Ron. They've been straight rolling. I think with the exception of Milwaukee, they've beaten everybody that they were supposed to beat. The Golden State Warriors doing everything that they need to do. But I think that we're in a space right now where this is more evident that the regular season matters a lot more than you guys give it credit for. Those games in January, those games in February, they matter.
Yeah, there were some games last night that held some pretty good implications or pretty big implications.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we had the Pacers and the Cavs. Now, the Cavs not so much, but the Pacers they needed a win to secure their fourth seed, and it's looking like they have that locked up, and that the Bucks can't catch them. So, salute to the Pacers. Anybody want to speak on this game? We
That game
obviously
looked.
watched it on playback.
I mean, that game looked to me more like, and I said this to Mars I said this to Mars yesterday. The NCAA tournament game with a 14 seed is going up against the 3 seed, and they're prepared to play, but they're not prepared to win. And that's kind of what happened last night with Cleveland. I mean, they go into Tristan Thompson late in the game for buckets. That's what we're doing. So I think that they were prepared to play. I think they were prepared to fight. I'm not sure they were prepared to win because I don't think that they thought that they were going to be in the game like that. And they ended up being in the game like that. It says a lot, Ron, about what's going on in Cleveland, though. And I think Cleveland can outlast Indiana just off the strength of their rotation guys. Ron, they got 9, 10 guys, legit. 9 or 10 legit guys. And their second unit, Indiana's first unit was out there almost the entire game. So, and I think Cleveland, that was a statement game for them yesterday. For me, it was.
Mars and Penn, thoughts on this game?
I mean, I think Indiana did a good job to come back. They was struggling, but they made it work. Am I wrong for saying that Tyrese Haliburton should make an All NBA team?
It's too late, Mars.
It's not too late,
Who
Chill.
are you
Not
asking?
too late.
It's damn.
No,
Mars.
you guys. I'm asking you guys. Am I wrong if I say he should make an All NBA team?
It's too late,
Ron, set
Mars.
this one out.
No, because if it was flip-flopped and he got off to a hot start, we wouldn't even be paying attention. We would just say he just like last year. We would just say, "Oh, well, he just cooled down a little bit during the second part of the season, and they coasted."
Oh, Mars.
Who's he making it over?
Mars, if we had another month,
I
if
don't
we had
know.
another Mars, if we had another month, Mars, I'm with you.
Hmm.
I think it's too late. I don't think he's got enough time. I don't.
Is he making it over Jaren Jackson Jr.?
I mean, he's been good for like
He's not making
Everything
it
except
overpaid.
the first month of the season. The first month was bad. Everything since then, he's been good.
The first month counts. I don't know what to tell you.
Good
That's
ain't
how
good
numbers
enough,
work.
though,
I
Mars.
agree
Not
the
to
first
make
month counts,
all-pro
but then
team this year.
Jalen Brunson has missed the last month, and that obviously didn't hurt his case. So like,
Can we have some consistency, please,
yeah,
guys?
do we pick and choose when the
Huh?
months matter? Like, if someone has a bad month of January, but they're great all around it, like no one's like, oh, they can't make All NBA because they
Okay,
had a bad month. Like, so Tyrese Haliburton
100%.
started the season bad, and everyone was getting on to Tyrese Haliburton, myself
Yep.
included. He's been great ever since. Like, so because of one
Sure.
bad month, he can't make the All NBA team.
Well, wait a minute, Mars. What we can't do is we can't make two wrongs a right. Jaylen Brown shouldn't have been an All-Pro. He shouldn't have been an All-Star. No doubt about that. So just
Okay.
because he made the All-Star team, just because he made the All-Pro team, doesn't mean he should have made it. Oh, so we're not going to make two wrongs a right here. And as good as Tyrese Haliburton has been over the course of, like, I'm going to say the last 3 months. I mean, has he been
Okay.
better than KD for 4 months? Has he been better than
KD's not going to get to 65 games.
Okay, so KD's not going to get to 65 games. So has he been better than Trae Young for 5 months? Has he been better than Jaren Jackson for 5 months? Has he been better? This is what I'm talking about. As
No,
good as he's been.
Jaren Jackson hasn't been good for like the past month, but no one's bringing up his All NBA case in jeopardy because I guess the last month of the season doesn't matter, but the first month does. Because Jaren Jackson hasn't been great for a minute. Like, he's cool. He hasn't been great for a minute. Trae Young
Right.
has had down periods of the season, but no one
Sure.
brought it up. So like,
No,
Right.
he's on
Why
the
is-
court ducking
why is
grenades.
Haliburton's
Have
why
some
is Haliburton's down
empathy.
month for problem?
Can we have some empathy for Jaren Jackson Jr.?
Excuse me.
He's
Why is that?
he's ducking bullets. He's
Okay.
ducking.
It is hard to
grenades.
Ken, it's hard to play
His
like that.
coach
It
got
is.
fired.
It is hard to play like that, you know, when I'm constantly watching
Okay.
my back. That is a fact. It's difficult, you know. I'm trying to focus when I'm ducking grenades and bullets. That is hard to.
John Morant said they're not grenades. That's just him saying what he has to say and blocking out the noise. It's not a grenade. You guys just
Get the hell out of
you
here.
you're looking too much into it, man. It's not a grenade.
But
Yeah,
to get back
some-
to
My
get
bad.
to get back
Yeah.
to your point, Mars. I mean, the way you start the season off, right? The way you start the season off has a lot of implication on how good you're going to be throughout the course of the season. I don't know that there's many guys who started the season slow or as slow as Tyrese Haliburton had, because Tyrese Haliburton started the season pretty slowly, Mars. I don't think that he started.
Steph Curry started the season slowly, and he's gonna make an All NBA team.
Yeah, he was
And-
washed, and now he's
Yeah,
not
so
washed.
there's one right there. Steph's gonna make an All NBA team. Some
Yeah.
people have been pushing for him to make first team, and he started the season slowly.
This is the same
But
Steph
no
Curry
one's
when
questioning
So this is the same Steph Curry that was on that Warriors team that started the season 12-3, and they were rolling.
And then in
He was on
November
that
and
crew,
December,
and he
what he
was
look
leading. Well, he always looks like that in late
okay,
December.
and he always makes the All NBA team. So
Right,
you
and-
can have bad months. That's my
You-
point.
But here's the difference, though. The difference
Donovan
is
Mitchell was bad in March. He's gonna make an All NBA team.
yes, he was. Well, was he as bad as Tyrese Haliburton? That's the $1 million question. You can be
I
bad, and
could
then
go
there's
to
levels.
some numbers and see, but he was bad in March. And he's gonna
There's
make it.
levels. There's levels to being bad, and he had that bad stretch where they ended up losing those 4 straight games on that West Coast road trip, and he was awful. I think he shot like 25% and less than 20% at the long ball line on that 4-game West Coast road trip. But was he as bad as Tyrese Haliburton has been for the time that Tyrese Haliburton? Because what I don't want to do, Mars, is I don't want to equate a stretch of games to a month or so, or even longer.
In the last 15 games Donovan Mitchell has played, he's
Mhm.
averaging 23 points per game, shooting 39% from the field
And he averages 24 for the season.
and 25% from three. So we've got 23 points per game, 39% from the field, 25% from three over a month of play.
Mhm.
And he's going to make the All NBA team. And I'm not saying that's wrong. He's going to make it.
Sure.
I'm just saying
Shit.
a lot
He
of
might
people
get
have
first
bad
team.
months.
He's
A
on
lot of people have
63
bad
team.
months. That's my point. A lot of people have bad months and they make it.
I mean, look, earlier in the season, we were talking about Pascal Siakam potentially making it. A lot of people said that Pascal was playing like he was the Pacers' best player.
Yes, he was.
I would
Yeah.
say Haliburton has been better than Pascal Siakam.
He has been. Yes.
Mhm.
So there we go. Okay,
Because
cool.
Tyrese Haliburton
You
has
sold me.
That period for Tyrese Haliburton was how many games is this? 17 games. So 2 more games than the Donovan Mitchell stretch. He was averaging 16 points, 8.5 assists. The efficiency was bad. He was 38% from the field, 31% from three. Since that moment, where Tyrese Haliburton turned it around in late November, he's been averaging 19.5 points, 9.5 assists, shooting 50% from the field and 41% from three.
And how
Like,
many
he's been-
turnovers? No, this is the kicker. How many turnovers?
1.6 turnovers. 1.6 turnovers. And this is over the period of 56 games where he's been doing that.
So
if
that's
you want to
more
go
than half the
since
season.
January, it gets better. If you want to go since the All-Star break, it's even better. Tyrese Haliburton has
Can we
been
get
great.
since the All-Star break, please?
Okay, I'll do that. Tyrese
Please.
Haliburton has been amazing. Since the All-Star break, he's 20 points, 20.5 points, 11 assists, 1.2 turnovers, shooting 53% from the field, 44% from three, 86% from the line. Like, Tyrese Haliburton, besides the first 17 games of the season, has been amazing. And I can find 15, 17 game stretches of a bunch of all NBA players where they weren't good. Why is he not eligible, but they are?
I don't think the eligibility is up for question, Mars. I'm thinking it's compared to who, like to the point that you just brought up.
Shea,
compared to
Jokic,
who?
Giannis, and Tatum are going to make it. We understand.
Okay,
those guys are going to make it.
Right.
Steph is fine. Steph is fine. Mitchell's fine. Brunson, I think, has got to 65. So sure, that's fine.
Brunson.
Beyond how is Trae Young just over Tyrese Haliburton?
We got a 27. What do we have? I think we got a 27. I think we got a 27-10 guy.
It's definitely not 27. I can assure you of that.
What is it? 25.
Trae Young this season is averaging 24 points and 11.
24. Okay, so we got a 24 and 10 guy, and he's had stretches throughout the course of the season and an all-star, unlike Tyrese Haliburton, and they factor that in, an all-star. With that being said, Tyrese Haliburton is on a better team, and he's coming on late. I'm not saying I think the point that I'm trying to make is the fact that Tyrese Haliburton, Indiana has been so overlooked this season. And the fact that they've been so overlooked this season, and Tyrese Haliburton, for what he did previous to what he's doing now, that's been the standard for him. So when he made the All-Pro team, when his assist-to-turnover ratio, he was in the same conversation with guys like Stockton, right, where it was like 6-2 in turnovers, and he was like 22, 23 a game. So the idea of him, right? So the idea of him now, 19-9 and one turnover, that's kind of going backwards for him, as opposed to guys like Trae Young, who've basically been where they've been and still been ahead of him. 24, 25 a game, 11 assists, 3-4 turnovers, and
5 turnovers.
Still better. That's a lot, yo.
5 turnovers, 11.5 assists, 41% from the field, 34% from three. So way less efficient, way more turnovers. The team is worse.
Okay, I've been saying for a few months that I think Cade is a lock for All NBA.
He's on the make. He's on the make.
But here's the thing: I'm looking at Tyrese Haliburton, I'm looking at Cade Cunningham, and the numbers, as much as I have a feeling Ox is just saying in his head, El Basketball, are leaning into like Tyrese Haliburton. He's on a better team. He's played more games. His assist-to-turnover ratio is ridiculous, comparatively speaking. Right,
I think it's the best in the league, especially for that volume. So.
Dude, per 100 possessions,
is it the best? It might be the best ever.
I mean,
Chris Paul might have
chill, Ron, chill. Okay, but if we break this down,
he's at a in damn near a 10-to-1 turnover ratio.
It is not 10-to-1
since the All-Star break. Yeah, over the season it's 9 to like 1.6, something like that.
Okay.
Okay, I mean it's
13, it might be Chris.
Okay, per 100 possessions is 13.2 assists to 2.4 turnovers.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it's basically 6-to-1. But you compare it to Cade, who racks up a lot of assists himself. It's 12.5 to 6.1. It's a 2-to-1. So I mean that's a huge difference. And then when you account for the fact that he's played more games, he's on a better team, he has more assists per game, more steals per game, more blocks per game. Same blocks per game. Shoots better from the field, better from the 3-point line, better from the free throw line. Higher effective field goal percentage is separated by 7%. That's nuts. He has a 5.8 blocks plus minus versus a 3.7. He has a higher value of a replacement rating. And he wasn't an all-star. Cade was an all-star. I don't know, man. I think if you're being completely fair, like the story of the Pistons this year and what they've done and Cade's huge performances, that probably just elevates him to All NBA based on the narrative. But it's really hard to argue that he's had a better season than Haliburton. Hard.
I'm fine with both of them making it. I just think Tyrese Haliburton has a very strong case to make it. And I think
they both have a case over Jaylen Brunson. And by the way,
over Jaylen Brunson? Really?
I think they both have a case. I'm not saying it's a solid case. I'm not saying it's an open shut case, but I do want to say the Pistons have a chance to grab home court advantage. They
In the
still
playoffs.
have a chance. And by the way, they're going to play the team that they're going to pass twice. This is like a little mini playoffs. This might be the greatest storyline in the NBA right now. They got 2 games against Milwaukee to grab home court to close out the season. Chill. That's crazy.
Yes.
When the hell when have you ever seen that? Where a team that's literally trying to pass a team has a chance to pass the team in the regular season in 2 games. Sometimes it happens where it lines up with 1 game. It's 2 games.
In the division too, by the way. This is why those division games matter, right? This is exactly why those division games matter. Because now here we are. It depends on these 2 games to decide whether or not we're going to New York or we're going to Indiana. That's what this is. That's what this is going to be contingent on. So, and back to Mars's point, when Mars talks about Tyrese Haliburton, I think voters, and I think what we're trying to do here is we're trying to change that. We're trying to change that thinking, because voters, more times than not, they look at what you've been doing in the past and they judge you on what you were, not what's going on against everybody else today. I'm thinking when you brought up Tyrese Haliburton, I was thinking that he didn't have enough time, considering how he started, how slow he started. The guys who had slow months, their teams were still rolling, in the process of their team still rolling. They weren't as bad. And what I mean when I say they weren't as bad, Miles, I'm not saying that they weren't bad, because there were guys who were bad, like Donovan Mitchell, like I mentioned. Donovan Mitchell, I mean, they dropped 4 games. This is the same Cleveland team, however, that just had won 15 straight games for the second time this season. So when you're doing something like that, I mean, it's looked upon different as opposed to a guy who we just start the season, and a month and a half into the season, you don't look nearly what you looked like last year, and it's already talk of guys already passing you. We're a month and a half into the season. I think that the thought process is a lot different.
Can someone clarify this for me? So the Pistons, if they win the next 2 games, they would be deadlocked with the Milwaukee Bucks. But the Milwaukee Bucks already beat them twice this season. So Milwaukee,
no, I think they passed them. I think they passed Milwaukee. They get the 4 spot.
No, they don't pass. I don't think so.
The 4 spot is Indy, regardless. They've just secured that last night. So the
5 spot.
the Pistons can get
bad.
I apologize. I apologize. So they can't get the 4th. So
no.
What would happen if the Pistons and the Bucks end up in the exact same record and they have a 2-2 split? Is it a coin toss?
I think it comes down to I think it comes down to conference record. I might be wrong though. I think it's
that's exactly what it comes down to, Mars. Yes.
Okay.
So right now, because that would be 2 Eastern Conference games. So they have the exact same record in the conference, by the way, which is crazy. So if the Pistons win both of those games, which they have to do to tie Milwaukee, they would have the 5 seed because of the conference record, I think.
Got you.
No, that's how it goes, Mars. And if they had the same, if they had the same conference record, which doesn't make, then you have to go to the Western Conference to see how they fared against them.
Okay. Well, I mean, I loved what I saw from the Pistons last night. They pulled away late.
Yes.
It seems like they just out-executed the more experienced team. Which game are we talking about first? Because I got a lot of thoughts about that Memphis Grizzlies Minnesota game.
Hey, Minnesota handle business like I need to
stay right here. Really.
Holy.
Let's talk about the Cavs
really quickly.
Cavs
Let's stay right here. If we stay right here really quickly, and we can move on to that. If Milwaukee wins tonight against Detroit, this thing's over. It's done.
Yeah, Detroit need to win. If Milwaukee win one of their last 2 games, so if they beat Detroit once, they secure the 5 seed. If they lose the first one, then they have to go into the last game. It will be close, but I expect Milwaukee to stay at 5 personally, and that's my expectation. But we'll see.
Yep. So Ron, I know that we were talking about Cleveland and Indiana. And Ron, I don't like Indiana's. I don't like their rotation against Cleveland. I don't. No Mobley, no Jared, no Mobley, no Donovan Mitchell, no Darius Garland last night, and their second unit basically took them dudes to task. And their second unit looks much better than Indiana's second unit, and I think that they could wear them down. Ultimately, I think they could wear them down. I think that, as good as Tyrese Haliburton is, to Mars's point, he's been a much better 3-point shooter just off the catch. just off the catch and off the dribble. He's been a much better three-point shooter, but I think the defense is going to look a lot different against Indiana than it did last night. I think those dirty work guys for Indiana, are going to get outclassed by Cleveland's dirty work guys. And I think they got better rotation and better shot selection and defense on their rotation. I think their rotation is going to be the difference in that series if they play them, in addition to what they already have on that first unit.
How much that game just came down to kind of sleeping on your competition?
Not this time of year though, Penn, because again, it's not that these games don't matter. We need this game. Like it's not like we walking in against it's not like we walking in against the second unit and we got the night off. No.
They were down 3 possessions in the fourth quarter for like 5 minutes to go. They were down. So they came back. But you know what? A win's a win. A win is a win. Mm-hmm. I'm cool with it. You know, they won by 2. It's cool. You know, maybe it's like at this point you need to get into the playoffs playing well, right? What helps you tune up is these close games. I don't care who you're playing. Like a close game, down 5. You know, sometimes in practice, you run these simulations as a coach, you know, 95-80, right?
Yep.
12 minutes. Let's come back. You got to run these simulations. So I'm going to say that there's like 2 versions of last night or 3 versions where version number 1, you blow them out because you're playing against the second unit and you out execute them. They come out with a lack of faith. Version number 2, you lose that game. That's bad. Losing that game. But it could be a wake-up call too. Like, shoot, you know, we got to wake up. And then version number 3, you get a close game, you get to tune up, you know, and I don't know. I'm perfectly fine with it, man. I'm not sweating it too much. I don't think this means like, oh my God, the Pacers are trash, you know, or like anything like that. I definitely don't think that means Ty Jerome is a superstar, you know, and Sam Merrill is suddenly like the best point guard in the NBA, you know, because he's out playing this guy. Like it's fine. It's like whatever.
Yeah, Drench. I think you might be wrong with this one, Drench.
What am I wrong about?
You've been spot on with a lot of stuff, but I think
what am I wrong about?
I think Sam Merrill plays in the playoffs. I do. I do.
And I made a case for Sam Merrill playing good yesterday against Mars. But I'm gonna tell you the truth. That rotation is gonna be 7 guys, man. And
it's not. I think 7 is not enough, yo.
I'm telling you, man, 7 to 8 guys. Like I like Sam Merrill, but I'm just being honest with you. Like he's a good, and he's gonna get better. Like he's gonna be better. But at the end of the day, all the things that he's not good at, they're gonna figure it out in the playoffs.
Sure.
And it's like they don't have time for them to try to make him good at something. Like they just don't have time for it. Like you're gonna see his minutes shortened. Like they're gonna try him. Of course, why wouldn't you try him? But let's say he don't play good game 1. You're gonna see less of him game 2. And if he don't play good in the minutes he got game 2, game 3 he's out.
Right.
Like after 2 games, it's a wrap.
Right. But so, I'm glad you brought that up though, too, Drench, because if you think about the kind of schemes that they have, especially in the playoffs, we're gonna put you in position where what you do, we do it best. And Cleveland is in that space where Donovan Mitchell's the playmaker. Darius Garland is the primary ball handler. We know that Sam Merrill is a long ball shooter. And we got guys on the perimeter, Okoro, not just Okoro, but
Okoro might not play that much in the playoffs.
He's already not playing that much.
Right.
Okoro's not touching that floor in the playoffs.
Unless that long ball is dropping, he's not going to play. No, that's not going to happen.
It's going to have to be serious foul trouble.
But to your point, Drench, if you put your players in position like Sam Merrill, where, we need you to come in. He's not coming in to get stops. No, we got guys to protect him for that.
He's a good defender,
on the floor. Though. He is. He's a solid defender, but he's on the floor primarily to knock down shots. That's it. And if he can't do that, he can't play. There is no in-between.
Well,
he's no Andre Roberson, I'll tell you that.
He's on the floor to knock down shots. That's it.
I mean, of course. But I will say this, too, though. I'm glad you brought up Andre Roberson. The Cavs doesn't have, besides DeAndre Hunter, and Isaac Okoro is not playing. The Cavs, to me, doesn't have like a number 1 perimeter defender. So I think Sam Merrill helps them out because he's a decent defender, you know, and like since they don't have a number 1 primary defender, I think they do it by committee.
Yep.
And I think that's gonna have to be their game. So I agree with you. It's dependent on him scoring, you know, making shots, but at the same time, they're just going to give all of those minutes to Max Strus. Like, they're going to hope they get games from Max Strus that Max Strus did in the playoffs with Miami. So you're going to hope you get those games from Max Strus. And I think that's just where they're going to try to put a lot of their minutes into, and it's just they're going to bottle it up into one. But I don't know. You know, I guess we'll see. It's going to be very interesting with the Cavs too. It's going to be very interesting.
As time goes on, maybe the rotation could get shortened. And
Jordan, can we deal with the Swiper allegation here?
What?
Do you
talking? I just said Sam Merrill's good.
Do you think white players can be good defenders? Is that possible? Or is it something
possible?
It is possible. Okay, I'm glad to settle that.
Yeah, Swiper just talking. I just said that Sam Merrill was a good defender. I just don't think that they have a prime. Now, I will say this,
Wade
though.
is a good defender, bro. Come
on. But
Alex Caruso is a good defender.
Yeah, I will say this.
Alex Caruso is all right. Yeah, he's decent.
He might not.
Alex Caruso.
He just doesn't think. He doesn't think Alex Caruso is an all-world defender.
No, I don't think he's all-world. I don't think he's all-world.
He doesn't think Alex Caruso is all-world defender.
If he had some melanin,
probably so. He'd be a little bit faster. He'd jump a little bit higher. He'd do all that. All that come with melanin. But all I'm saying is, I will say this, Swiper. There is. If you know, when you talk about a primary defender, it's not a lot of fair-skinned guys that's primary defenders. That's all I'm gonna say. It's not that many. Yeah, ain't that many. Hey, put Dean Wade on Kawhi. Shit. Put Dean
Jared Dudley on Kawhi.
Why Dean Wade catching straight?
Let me clear this up because Ox is nasty for this shit. I did not say nothing about Jared Dudley. Ox brought that shit up. I didn't. Mm-hmm. I don't know why people keep saying I said Jared Dudley can guard Kawhi. I didn't say that. Ox said that shit. But that's nasty. But all I'm saying is I think Dean Wade
you certainly implied it.
No, I did not imply. You brought it up. How did I imply something you brought up? You brought it up out of nowhere. I'm like, you caught me off guard with that. Who's gonna guard him? Jared Dudley? I'm like, why not Matt Barnes? Why you just gonna bring up Jared Dudley?
Caitlin FC coming after you, man. They're coming after you. They're gonna be all
Caitlin
dimensions.
FC. You talking about Caitlin Clark?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? How we get on Caitlin Clark? I got respect for Caitlin Clark. She ain't no primary defender though.
Speaking of Caitlin Clark FC, episode 7 of the parlay will drop this Saturday. So we are going to really see who Caitlin Clark FC is going to be coming after. Also tonight, we are going to be on Playback's main stage. So y'all make sure to pull up and do what you do best. We're watching the Knicks play against the Cavs. Obviously, these two teams don't have much to play for, but we'll just have to see who they play. And also, too, in case you can't watch the game on Playback or you want to watch the game somewhere that's better, well, you got to tap into the Gametime app. This is where essentially you can get in the game the easiest and most efficient way possible. The playoffs is going to be ridiculous. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be chaos, but it's going to be a beautiful and fun time. But the thing about it is getting tickets to get in that arena is what's going to be the hard part. It's going to be a circus to find tickets unless you've got the Gametime app. Now, let me break it down to you in case you don't know. The Gametime app makes buying tickets extremely easy, and it's so valuable because all you got to do is download it, and after that, you're basically already in the arena. You want to see your seats before you buy them? Don't worry, they've got you. You don't want to deal with sneaky fees? Well, they have all-in prices, which means no surprising. Oh, yeah, and last-minute tickets. Gametime's like, don't even sweat it. We've got tickets up until tip-off and even after the game starts. So you can take the guesswork out of buying tickets with the Gametime app and go there to make your picks. Download the Gametime app, create an account, use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. That's code CLNS for $20 off your purchase. Download the Gametime app today and get in the game. All right, fellas, there was another game last night that was a major game. And it started out good, and it just got out of hand in the third quarter. I want to talk about the Wolves and the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies beat the Wolves by a score of 141 to 125. Anthony Edwards had 44 points.
The Wolves beat the Grizzlies.
There you go. The Wolves beat the Grizzlies. 141 to 125. How y'all feel about this game?
Amazing.
Of course, Mars feels amazing about it.
Absolutely amazing, man. That was a perfect game. No, Anthony Edwards is crazy. When that three ball going,
bro, it seemed like his three balls.
He looked like the best shooting guard in the league to me.
He looked like the best shooter in the goddamn league. The way he be shooting that thing.
He's shooting like that, yeah. I mean, you forget Steph Curry exists a little bit, but like,
yeah, he kind of make
the fourth quarter last night.
Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle combined for 32 points in the third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
The
yeah, shout out to
Memphis
Julius
Grizzlies
Randle as well.
sum
He was
total
good.
had 25.
Mhm.
They
Mhm.
outscored them 52-25. It felt like I didn't know what I was watching because, in fairness, in the second quarter, it looked like the Memphis Grizzlies had found a rhythm. Something happened at halftime. I don't know what was said. Did they say go out there and stop playing defense?
I mean, Anthony Edwards was making tough shots. You kind of got to just.
I didn't like the coaching, man. I'm gonna tell you that. I didn't love the lineups.
I probably would have blitzed the shit out of them.
Awfully small though. Like when you put that Scottie Pippen Jr. plus Desmond Bain plus John Morant thing, like you really small.
Yeah, you're
So
really small. I don't like that lineup.
Defensively, I don't like that lineup. Offensively, I get it. Now, John Morant. Now, some people expecting me to go in on him on the grenade team. I don't care, man. I was up here saying like I don't care about that stuff at all.
Like,
what I do care about is his defense. Holy, it's so bad. He's so lost.
It ain't that bad.
Oh, it's bad. Oh, it's bad. Like every single pick and roll, he's late. He does not rotate. And it's like, yo, a better team could score like 100 points on you in a quarter.
You want to get
let's
back
put
to
some context in it too, though, P. I mean, he bad on pick and roll.
He got a lot going on.
The P&R ball him. I mean, it's like shit. Who everybody bad?
My question is can Julius Randle keep up this pace that he's playing at right now? And I ain't even talking about the buckets. I just like the pace that he's playing at. He just doesn't look sped up. He doesn't look like he's out of control. He looks like a guy that knows exactly where he wants to go, knows exactly where to get to, and he's getting there, and he's doing it in an efficient way. He ain't running over people. He's not turning the ball over in a bad way. And he actually, I'm going to say it, Mars, he looks competent on defense.
I mean, he did a good job on Jaren Jackson in match.
Yes, he actually looks competent on defense. He looks like he knows where to be. Now, I will say this. We got into the fourth quarter last night, and my eyes got soap dish wide because I'm thinking to myself, are these dudes going to do what they just did a couple of nights ago? Are they going to give it up again? Because Memphis got back in the game and ended up cutting it to 10 when they was down 20. They were down 20, Drench, and they ended up cutting it to 10 in the fourth quarter. And I'm like, are these dudes going to give it up again? Ain't no way y'all doing that again. And Julius Randle, he ends up getting Desmond Bain switched on to him, and he goes after him. And
Julius Randle's been playing the slowest on the team as far as like with your pace. Like he's been playing the most calmest. Like everybody else seems like they just getting it. Julius Randle, like, all right, old man game. Let me do this shit. Which I think benefits him more if he stopped playing so fast. Like he just play his little old man game and just, use his body a lot more. I think that benefits him a lot more. But to your point, Chill, man, scoring that many goddamn points is freaking hard.
Like hell.
I think people get, a little bit lost in the defense about stuff because what they scored last night, 146 or some shit like
141.
that. Like, you got to also understand, like, out of 141 points, like, that's a lot of possessions just going up and down. Like, law of averages, you're going to even out. Like, whatever your defense is, your offense can only be so good to a certain amount of time. Like, the Memphis, you had to know Memphis was going to go on the run. That's too many points for them not to go on the run because they're getting more possessions. So I don't think people should, take that, them blowing the lead a little bit as such a big deal because it's like the law of averages say, like, ain't no way we supposed to win 141 to 100. Like, this is not going to happen. So it's like, they're going to make their run and you got to expect it. But the good thing on Minnesota's side is that they have the ability to score that. When you're scoring that much, it's going to be hard for you to shut a team out. Because they get so many possessions.
Everything.
Yeah, exactly. So
everything last night.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, it's just part of it. I don't think people should get too high on that. I do think that maybe their offense should slow down in the playoffs, so they don't have scares to where teams can, make runs where it's no way at 141. What is our ceiling? 200? Like, what's the odds of us getting fucking 200? Right. So I think that they should slow down their offense a little bit more, which would make their defense a little bit better. But, it's the regular season, so we'll see.
Mars, if you had to guess the offensive rating for the Memphis Grizzlies, for the Minnesota Timberwolves in that third quarter, what would you guess? If you watched
in the thirds?
In the third quarter.
I was going to say something crazy.
It's not crazy enough.
It's probably right. Mars. What you say?
I was going to say like 156 or something like that.
It was probably higher. I don't know it myself. I was wondering if you could pull it up, but
I'll find it. Yeah, I can find it.
the coach, he said, I think they had a 200 offensive rating in the third quarter.
And like that shit is not sustainable. That shit
they scored 52 points in 24 possessions.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying about. That's what I'm saying about. I wouldn't be too concerned.
216.
There you go.
Come on, B.
I wouldn't be concerned
crazy.
about their defense. I wouldn't be concerned about their defense because, like, that's crazy as hell. What I would say as a coach though, when you start to score like that,
actually, hold on. That's wrong.
Eventually, you gotta concede to something and just slow the game down. Like, yes, we're scoring; it's exciting, but let's slow it down because as much as we scoring, they getting the ball just as much too. So
you talk about from the team that's up or the team that's down?
The team that's up. The team that's up. You kind of want to, because like as much as y'all getting the ball,
you want to run more clock.
You want to run more clock. While I got a 20-point lead or a 15-point lead, rather than
185.
Yeah, that's a lot. Rather than just fucking shooting every shot at 18 seconds left on the shot clock, 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Like, nah, I don't want to do that.
Terrible job yesterday in taking care of the basketball in the fourth quarter. Awful.
That's
how Memphis was able to get back in the game. That's why I was thinking, these dudes going to give it up. They ended up, it was like 3 or 4 straight possessions where they turned the ball over. And it's blowing my mind.
Run.
That's what it was. 20-7 run in like less than 5 minutes. It was something like that. And with that being said, I'm trying to figure out how this team gets so helter-skelter with the vets that they got on this crew. The ultimate vet in Mike Conley. Why isn't he slowing them down? Because teams like Memphis, that's what their plan is, to speed you up so you can turn the ball over, make you play faster. Why isn't Mike Conley slowing them down to get them to the point where, okay, we got this under control. We got a 22 or 23-point lead. We don't need to play as fast as they do. That doesn't mean that we can't keep running our sets because we can keep doing that, but we don't have to play at their pace. They're the ones that are frantic. They're the ones that have to get back in this game. They're the ones that have the sense of urgency. We don't. That doesn't mean that we try to play. We're not playing to lose. We're still playing to win, but we don't have to play as fast as they do. That's why you got to do. That's why they had to do a better job in taking care of the basketball, which they didn't.
I mean, but I also think when you scoring that many points, it's like just getting that much money. You just think it's the shit come easy. You just keep rolling, and you don't realize it. Like, I think that's a part of the game. I think that's more of a coaching thing than a player. I think it's for a coach because as a player, you feel good as hell. I'm getting the ball every time. We scoring fast. There's so many possessions. Everybody touching it. Nobody's rationalized like, yeah, y'all scoring a lot, but the other team is getting in a rhythm too. So if somebody was off and I'm getting the ball back just as fast to me, I'm getting in a rhythm too. I don't think you rationalize that as a player because you just want – all players just want to hoop. Like, so as a coach, I think it was up to Vince to say, fuck that. Let's burn the clock. And it's ugly. It's painful sometimes. It's boring sometimes. But you're playing a mind game with the other team. Like, I can't allow you to just keep getting the ball to score. I can't allow that.
I think a lot of teams that get up early, they try not to lose the game late by kind of doing what you're doing, like milk the clock. Let's just get out of here. And I think that's when you start to lose games.
But I don't mean milk the clock. I don't necessarily mean milk the clock.
But Penn, if I'm up 20, right? If I'm up 20, my sense of urgency isn't what your sense of urgency is.
Right.
So I don't have to rush.
But it
doesn't. No, it does not.
Why? It can be more strategical. It can be more.
That's what I mean. If it's 8-7 minutes on the clock, I don't have to continue to play. And that's not saying that I'm playing not to lose, but I don't have to play. You're the one who needs the ball.
Yeah,
you're the one.
Exactly.
You're the one.
You need more possessions to get in this game.
Yes, and I'm helping you by playing
I'm an advantage.
Yes,
exactly, and that's what I'm saying.
You by doing that. No, I don't need to do that.
No, I think I think the team that's up needs to be just as sharp as the team that's down. That's how you maintain that lead, right? It's when you start to sort of pass the ball around, play a little hot potato, try to milk out the clock, and then try to start your offense late. Now you got a 6th defender, which is the shot clock. Right, you see a lot of teams.
That's different though, Penn. That's different, and I'm only really saying it's different as far as like milking the clock. When I say milking the clock, that's not necessarily what I mean. I mean, rather than getting the first shot, let's get the best shot. Like instead of first available, let's take the best shot. And I think Minnesota got happy because they were making everything. So Anthony Edwards I'm gonna give an example because it was on the highlight tape I saw this morning. The spin into the transit into the walk up 3. It's like. Fantastic, he made it. What about if he missed it? And he wasted 6 seconds off the shot clock with that shit? 8 seconds off the shot clock? Like that, I don't necessarily mean milk it. All right, guys, let's run a play at 10. Like, no, it's like let's run our actions, go through first, second, third options. Let's keep moving the ball around. Let's try to get to the free throw line. Let's try to do something. rather than just playing fast and just hoping that our offense could
really
sustain
don't
it
shoot the
185.
first shot that comes to you.
Yeah, that's it.
You don't gotta come down and chuck up the first three you get. We're not in no rush.
No one's saying
to get a shot.
No one's saying chuck it up, but also respect is Anthony Edwards. Okay.
Yeah,
but that's the problem why they gave up the late. Yeah.
You know that experience. I know you were tapped in yesterday. That experience thing we were talking about.
Yeah,
that's one of the things of experience, and that's why. Now keep in mind, 2 nights ago they lost to the Bucks. Why they lose to the Bucks?
They played right into their hands.
They couldn't score against the zone defense and turn it over like 25 times.
And so the next night you experience something like that. We can even see the experience in just one night. They play the next night. They go up big just like they did the night before.
And then the leads start evaporating.
And so what they do?
Got it back together, slowed themselves down to the better care of the basketball. We just had this situation just 2 nights ago, and we learned from it. To your point, Ron, we learned from it. We saw what ended up throwing us in the hole, turning the basketball over, giving them more possessions. If we give them more possessions, we give them more opportunities to score. If we keep the ball away from them, or we have effective possessions where we score when we get the ball, or we get offensive rebounds and give ourselves more opportunities to score, that's going to put them in a bind, as opposed to every trip or every other trip, we've allowed them to speed us up. Like last night, unlike last night, where we get late in the game, 6 minutes left in the game, and we're taking better care of the basketball. We're getting better shots. Julius Randle looks much more poised than he did a while ago. So I think that's the difference in the game. And I like the way Minnesota is playing going into the playoffs. I do like it.
Just so we're clear, it was never close. It was a 10-point game. So the thought of a 10-point game. Come on now.
Counting on my fingers. If I count on my fingers, that's close.
Yeah, that's 3 possessions and it's a 1-point game.
Okay, so they cut it from 129, 114 with 4.5 minutes to go. They cut it to 119, 129 with 3 minutes and 42 seconds to go. Okay, so you had a little. You had 1 minute of slippage, right? You had 1 to 2 minutes of slippage, but at no point was it in doubt that Minnesota was going to win this game. You get a little too overzealous with the momentum shifting and all that stuff. I didn't feel like Memphis had a game plan to beat them. Honestly, I didn't like Memphis's composure down the stretch. I didn't like Ja's defense, him missing free throws. That's a momentum killer, man. When your star player goes to the line and misses free throws, that's a huge killer of momentum because you're trying to put a comeback together. Silly fouls. These really dumb threes that they be taking, like wide open threes missing. Like people, LeBron had this quote. He said, 2 points is not 2 points. I always go back to that every week. I think about that. I'm just like, that's so true, man. 2 points, not 2 points. Some 2 points feel like 10 points. Some 2 points feel like 0 points. When you miss an open three, when you're trying to mount a comeback, your comeback is over. Because that momentum just breaks your back. When you get your star player to the line and you get the outcome and you pick up a technical foul, John Morant, on one end,
that was huge.
They hit the free throw, and then on the other side, you miss your free throw.
Yeah,
bro, that's a 1 possession swing right there. So it's just like late game composure. Look, I've been very pro Memphis. I think a lot of the hate that they get, everyone trying to line them up and say, I want to face Memphis. I'm like, be careful what you wish for.
Shit.
At this point, I'm like, I get it because this team is not that serious, and I think that injury to Jaylen Wells is going to hurt him big time. He's been playing big minutes for them, and I don't like this.
He should be back though, right? By the playoffs, right?
He broke his wrist.
Broken wrist.
I didn't know he broke his wrist. Oh shit, I didn't know he broke his wrist.
No, he's not coming back in time. So, I mean, at this point, lock in, they're trying to change. Unlike the Denver Nuggets, they're literally trying to change how they play basketball. And there's something like, I'm curious if y'all talked about it. When we talked about Cho, I think we had a conversation about this new coach. And I sort of said, and I'm wrong, I said that, pretty much he's the reason they've been playing the way they've been playing offensively. Right. I stand corrected. He is not the reason they've been playing the way they had offensively all year. He is complete departure from the way. So now you implementing a completely different style of basketball with him.
Especially this late in the season too, by the way.
9 games to go.
Yes, and this late in the season.
There's been some disaster. And I want to just give a shout out real quick to the Minnesota Timberwolves, because after that collapse against Milwaukee, against a team that really shouldn't beat you, at this point. No offense to Giannis, but he don't have the help to beat Minnesota.
Respect Kevin Porter Jr. I've been telling y'all about him.
Nah.
KPJ.
Kevin Porter Jr. He a bum. No.
Yeah, I should be telling
Come
y'all
on
about
now.
KPJ
Come on now.
since the beginning of the season.
Come on now.
Respect Kevin Porter Jr.
KPJ trash. He not like that.
Nah,
According to
bro.
Mars said he was trash.
There's no way that
saying
you
he's
walk
trash
into
too.
that. Like, look,
Take it back, Mars. Take it back.
It's an inexcusable
I've given
meltdown.
KPJ his credit like 17 times since the beginning. Like, I don't know what
he's
you
a
want.
bum.
No, Marv, I
But
counted
I-
like 11. I count
I've
11.
been giving him.
I count like
Yeah, like,
11.
I've been gave him his credit since he's been on the Bucks. Like I've been saying he's been good. So.
He's all right.
He's
Okay.
inefficient. He can't create his own shot. Nah.
He's all right. My point is for them
it's
to have a game like that, to come out like this in a game they really needed, and to stomp them the way they did in the third quarter, and then to put their foot on their neck like this, that showed me that they're together, that they're resilient, and they don't have hangovers. You can have a tough loss in the playoffs, right? You can have a game that gets away from you that wasn't supposed to get away from you. How you bounce back from that is your playoffs. That's it. I would not want to face this Minnesota team in the playoffs. Minnesota Clippers. I do not want to face these two teams.
I get what you're saying, Penn, and I do think that this Wolves team I think it's very good. They basically bring back the same team as last year. Obviously, you swap out Cat, but you bring in somebody who's very experienced, hard nosed, just nice. Dante DiVincenzo, he's just nice. I think he could fit into any contender, and he wouldn't. You could drop him on any contender, and he wouldn't take anything away. With that being said, I just have questions about their offense because Ant's gonna get. They're gonna throw the kitchen sink at Ant. Right. So what are we gonna get from Julius Randle on a night-to-night basis?
Ant has a secret weapon. Ant found a secret weapon.
What, shooting?
No. His trainer sent him Jordan highlights. No, I'm not kidding. I'm not even kidding.
I've seen that.
He said I'm trying to block out my Jordan. He's been telling me. So that's probably why he was taking all those shots in the fourth quarter, because Michael Jordan had this thing in The Last Dance where he said, how am I supposed to, I think he said, like, how am I supposed to be scared to take a shot? I haven't missed it yet. So Ant gonna come out and take 65 shots in a game. That's cool, man. I'm good with it.
Is that a formula for success?
Well, if he hits 32 of them, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's asking a lot.
He might hit 40. Shit, he might score
32 to 65. I'd hate to be the teammate of him. Jesus.
I mean, be that as it may, I think I expect Ant to be spectacular, but he can't win a series by himself.
He's a playoff riser, by the way. One of those rare rookies rare young players, rare players, period, that are more efficient in the playoffs. It's very rare to find, like, I don't know the numbers exactly, but I'm a venture to guess 90% of players are less efficient in the playoffs. Regular season versus playoffs. I'm going to say it's probably 90 to 95%. It is the rarest thing in the world to find any player that is way better in the playoffs consistently, much less a star player who's better in the playoffs. Ant dials out. Ant has like another gear. So it's like, you know what? Houston, I don't want to face him. If I'm OKC, it's going to be a great tune-up. But that's a team that could actually beat us. That's weirdly enough, like the Clippers and the Minnesota Timberwolves are a team that could actually push OKC to like 6 games.
Do we have a situation in the Western Conference, particularly? We got a situation in the Western Conference where the Warriors, they in Portland tonight, and then they got the Clippers on Sunday afternoon. So if they win, they can't lose tonight against the Trailblazers, and they'll have the same. I think they'll have the same record as the Clippers. So with that being said, can we have a situation where the Clippers can go, if they end up beating the Clippers and tied with them, can the Clippers go from 5 back down to 8? Or if Memphis ends up losing to Denver tonight, are they stuck in the play-in tournament? Is that it?
Fellas, before we dive into the Western Conference and how close it is and what's going to happen over these next couple of games.
My fault. Okay.
Now you good, chill. Right when we get back, we're talking about that. But before we do that, we got to talk about PrizePicks right quick and how you can run your game, control your game, and win your game. And after you download the app, when you use promo code PANEL, you will get $50 instantly when you play just 5. So once again, download PrizePicks, choose 2 or more players, go more or less on their player projections, play $5, get 50 back instantly when you use promo code PANEL. Now, let's talk about what we gonna do today. Now, obviously, we're on Playback's main stage tonight, and when we went to PrizePicks, they didn't have too much for the Cavs in the next game. So if you pull up the Playback later, you'll see that we have another contest with the Cavs and Knicks. But as for right now, we have another contest with these picks. So we got Kumani Tamara with more than 6 rebounds. Let's go, Kumani. Donovan Clingan with more than 10.5 rebounds. Let's go, DC. Kawhi Leonard with more than 10 rebounds and assists. And that's a game that they actually have to win. Let's go, Kawhi. And Giannis Antetokounmpo with more than 11 boards. And this is a game that they should be trying to win, too. So we got all rebounds today. And this is how we rocking. We on the glass. We on the boards. And let us know how you feel about this.
Who the hell is Kumani?
Kumani Tamara. You don't know who that is? You need to lock in.
Nah.
DSG Piccolo will be disappointed in you. But Jordan,
you don't know about Tumani for real? You don't?
No, I don't know who Kumani is, but
Yeah,
that's kind of like. I mean, I guess I got to look back on the future to figure out who the hell that is.
Yeah, that's what you need to do. That's what you need to do for sure. That's what you need to do.
Hey, man.
Hey, French, me and this dude right here, we're gonna be boxing. I promise you that. Me and this dude right here, we are gonna say gourmet one more time, Mars. Ron, say gourmet one more time. I swear, we are gonna be boxing.
I was gonna give you credit for the first Caitlin Clark transition. I was like, damn, that was
a hell of a transition.
He really upped his game.
I literally assisted him on that one and just went under the radar.
Did you? Okay, my bad.
Go rewind. Executive producer Mars.
Yeah, go rewind the footage. You'll see the no look time.
Hey, see the thing about it, Morris, is you got to stop making John Stockton assists. Make it a little more flashy.
Man, I threw down the money. I don't know what you.
I mean, damn,
that transition right there.
Mars.
That transition right there, you were basically Memphis Grizzlies in the third quarter last night on that transition. My bad.
Okay, well, what about the transition where I tell Chill if you want it, you got it. Gourmet it is.
Wait till I see this.
Oh, damn.
Hey, well, the thing about it is, I know Jordan doesn't know Kumani, and I know Penn doesn't know winning up in Toronto, but we know Gourmet as a whole here on the panel. And we go to Factor Meals because they have ready to optimize nutrition for the year. Yes, they have chef-made gourmet meals that make eating easy. They are dietitian approved and ready to heat and eat so you can fuel right and feel right, no matter what life throws at you. Factor arrives fresh and fully prepared, perfect for any active and busy lifestyle. You can lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks with Factor Keto Meals. And they have 40 options across 8 dietary preferences on the menu each week. It's easy to pick meals tailored for your goals. You can choose from preferences like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, or even Keto. Factor can help you feel your best all day long with wholesome smoothies, breakfasts, grab-and-go snacks, and more add-ons. So reach your goals this year with ingredients that you can trust and convenience that you just can't beat or find anywhere else. Gourmet meals. Mwah, it's a chef kiss. Now, eat smart with Factor and get started at factormeals.com/playerschoice50 off and use code PlayersChoice50 off to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code PlayersChoice50 off at factormeals.com/playerschoice50 off to get 50% off your first shipping on your first box. Let's do it, y'all. Go get right.
Mm-hmm.
You said I don't know anything about winning up in Toronto. Uh-oh.
Did I say that?
You did. You did.
In your
little L transition there.
I didn't hear that person.
And I'm going to let you know, the chat who's going to throw tomatoes at me for the next minute, you brought this on yourself. Okay, number one, Raptors.
I meant to say fluid.
Winning team since January 13th.
My bad.
Hang on. Winning team since January 13th, unlike all these other plums that are tanking.
That's number one.
Number two, Jonathan Mobo just recorded the first triple-double in Raptors history as a rookie since Damon Stoudemire. That's pretty impressive. Y'all didn't bring that up. L host, okay?
Who cares?
It's a triple-double for a second
Hey,
round
we start this show. Jonathan Mobo, triple-double. Meanwhile, we got a nightmare of a race in the Western Conference. But Jonathan Mobo in Toronto had a triple-double. I've been listening
to the panel from Cancun after getting packed up in the PCL up here. You know, nice to welcome Ox. It's nice, you know, soon to be welcoming some new members yesterday.
Damn, I know we ain't going to Cancun. We got another match, regardless.
Yeah, facts. We were gonna be there.
Hell, y'all talking about? We ain't gonna be there.
We were gonna be there.
We're not talking about chill. We're not talking about chill.
We all gonna be there regardless. We all gonna
We
be there.
definitely, we definitely
gonna
not
be there
talking
on
about
Sunday.
chill. I don't know which one of you other guys are getting there, but
We all
definitely
gonna
not
be
talking
there
about
on
chill.
Sunday regardless.
Chill
We're
ain't
gonna be
going
there on
anywhere.
Sunday. We in the
Yeah, we
bubble
not gonna
playing
be
for a consolation prize.
Stay
The
with
hell?
me.
Hey,
Chill is
Consolation prize
going
or not, we gonna be
all the
Yeah.
way. Chill's going all the way. Chill's like, yeah, he's going through. But my point is, don't be talking about losing with the Raptors because they've been doing a lot of winning lately, and you better put some respect on them. And that's all I'm gonna say. And also, this is the funniest shit that you ever heard. Okay, you know that Harrison Barnes 3, the game winner.
Yes.
The craziest shit. In 2012,
Oh my god.
the Toronto Raptors really wanted Harrison Barnes, number 7. They really wanted him out of North Carolina. Brian Colangelo was enamored with this dude. Basically, tried to tank to get him. Last game of the season, they end up tied with the Golden State Warriors. They lose the coin toss. They draft Terrence Ross at number 8. Harrison Barnes obviously becomes an NBA champion. He goes to Golden State. So for the rest of Terrence Ross' Raptor career, he was called Coin Toss Ross because we lost out on Harrison Barnes.
Hell of a nickname.
It is a hell of a nickname.
Shout out T. Ross though.
So
For real.
the entire week, I'm saying we need to lock up number 7. I don't want to end up in another coin toss Ross scenario, and the Raptors just keep winning. No matter who they play out there, they can rest everybody. They could rest all their starters. They keep winning. And who secures them the non-coin toss this year? Harrison Barnes.
So it all comes full
13
circle.
years later, it all comes.
Terrence Ross and Harrison Barnes. I might take Terrence Ross, but shit happens. They ain't no big of a
Get
deal.
out of here, man. Harrison Barnes.
Terrence
had a way
Ross,
better career.
respect Terrence Ross.
Yeah, I mean, he had a bad career. He was on the Warriors.
He was on a better team.
Right.
Shit.
He was on the Warriors. Yeah.
Nah, he was a better player.
Nah,
Greatest things Terrence Ross ever did. Dunk contest, number 1. Number 2, he netted us Serge Ibaka. Very
Did
happy.
Harrison Barnes ever score 50? Harrison Barnes ever score 50? I don't think so.
Yeah, you
Terrence
think
Ross
that-
had a couple 40 balls too. Wait a minute.
Terrence Ross is a bucket. Like let's not play around with T. Ross.
Yeah,
Harrison Barnes way better.
I would
A
say
very good shooter too. A very good shooter
very
too.
good shooter. I would say Harrison Barnes is better for a winning organization. Terrence Ross is better just for a team where it's like, all right, we just need to sign somebody to
Put
come out
Terrence
here and give
Ross
us.
on the Warriors
Terrence
that
Ross
year.
is good if you need an extra guy for
I don't know
pickup,
if he can play Warriors ball.
Shit. Why? He can shoot.
Terrence Ross been out of the league for a minute. Harrison Barnes hitting game winners in fourth quarter. Come on, man. Longevity matters.
I mean, it connection. It's not about what you know, it's who you know. Let's say that. Let's just say that.
What that got to do with anything?
I'm just saying, they ain't too far apart. It is what it is.
Guaranteed Terrence Ross made some of them shots in the 2016 finals.
Yes. So I just want to
One
say
of them, Mars? Are you serious? In the 2016 finals?
This little 4-minute,
go.
4-minute Raptors sidebar brought to you by our L host.
Oh,
You guys are welcome.
But yeah,
There you go.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Trash.
I mean,
Alright,
shit.
so-
I mean, Ron said that we would get the results by 12 p.m.
I
Eastern
got
time.
the results. The
Oh,
results.
you
Drench, just so you know, that's really like 2 o'clock for Ron. But anyway.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's what he said.
You gonna wait to the end of the show to get
Yeah, I was
the
going to
results.
say,
Yeah, that's really like 2 o'clock
2 o'clock
for
for
Ron.
me is 3 hours after the show.
Yes,
I mean,
yeah,
no, you said
12.
He said 12 o'clock, so that's 10 for me. So we an hour behind the results. You're supposed to start off the show with the results, so we can have a good show.
I said 12.
Yeah. That's what you said.
Well, I'm not gonna get to the results until the show's meant to be over and we going over.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, man, just get to the results so I can tell Mars, GG's or congratulations. That's it. It is what it is. One or the other.
And
I
Mars
mean,
got something to tell you too. Me and Mars had a talk last night, and he said if he wins, he got something to tell you. He got a bar to rap to you.
Oh, I got a feeling what it is.
Oh my God.
I mean, it is.
One just made that.
I know. I'm just saying, man. It was a hell of a debate. We got to come on.
Hey,
I think
will
think
say
it's tough.
now it wasn't personally my favorite debate in the PCL thus far, but I read a lot of comments and I got a lot of good feedback from you guys' debate saying that it was the best one so far. Mars and Jordan, that you guys had the closest, the most entertaining and engaging debate that has happened up until this point. So salute to you
We've been
guys. You
building
guys
up
put on
to
the
it
show.
since the opening round.
I picked against him every time, so you know.
Yeah,
There's
I
a
mean,
storyline here.
but Pin,
There's these are characters.
Yeah, but it's been highly anticipated matchups that have disappointed.
yeah.
what?
I mean,
They
what?
lived up to it.
Who are you talking about?
Well, I'm talking about just in general.
I
No,
mean,
you're not.
I will say this. This is the first time I've seen a long time on the comments that they got Mars losing this many times. I never seen that shit before. Never seen that shit before in my life.
Mars said it himself yesterday that he hadn't quite gotten so animated because he thought he might be losing. So I mean, I think you both did a great job.
It was a good battle. I mean, I went back and watched it a little bit. I think it was a good battle. I think regardless, even if you went back and watched it and you thought you missed something, like if I thought I missed something, I went back and kind of like, nah, I kind of didn't miss that. It was a good back and forth. I think, bro, it was a really good battle. I'm just just say that.
I think you were right to say he got you stuck on Enes Kanter though. That was like a 40 chess move.
He didn't really. He got me stuck on that because I was supposed to say something else. But I will say that when I go back, I think I could have won every round. I'm not saying I could have swept. I think I could have won every round. It's not one that I definitively. Yeah, it's not one that I definitively think that. Oh, Mars clearly won that. Like I can't say that.
Ron,
maybe he could, but I can't say that. But that's all I'm saying.
You got my message about what happened with the chill debate, right?
Yeah. No.
Okay, cool.
Okay. You didn't send me no message about chill. What are you talking about?
No, I'm not trying. I'm not.
That's between chill, real talk, me and the judges. But in case you missed what happened, this is what you miss. You miss Mars and Jordan, and you miss chill and real talk, and you need to go check it out because both of these battles was amazing, and all four of these guys put on a show. They all brought their A game, but once again, only 2 of them will advance to the championship matchup, which will be on Sunday. And the other 2, well, they won't quite be going to Cancun. They'll be making a trip to the finals. They'll just play for the 3rd place prize. So we'll have to see. But it was a hell of a day yesterday. Hell of a day.
Yeah, really, really hell of a day.
Ox, you got comments on the debates?
Oh yeah, I mean what I heard was fire. It was loud where I was driving, but I think it was like in the second round of I think it was the second round of Real Talk and Chill. My phone died. I was like, oh shit, I had to get it on. Sometimes when your phone dying to get to that 10% and you just like click like, okay, I'm about to plug it in. I did that and I was listening. I wasn't, I'm trying to listen. I'm driving. And I was like, oh shit, so I had to hurry up and plug it back in. And so I only missed like that part, but then I caught pretty much all of Jordan and Mars's. I think that was fire. It was a really good back and forth. Y'all know I don't really judge debates that I'm not involved in, so I'm not sure who won, but I thought they were all really good. All 4 of everybody showed up yesterday, so I'm just happy. I'm just happy to have good debates, man. PCL this was a really good season. Man.
And I will say too, me and Mars debate, like I went back and watched, like it was a mix of a lot of shit. It wasn't just numbers. It was like X's and O's talk. It was like that's what made the debate more comfortable for me too. Like Mars just wasn't bringing up numbers that don't have context, by the way. But but we talk X's and O's. We talk about strategy. I think like that's a real basketball debate rather than just talking about a person true shooting or a person, doing this at this percentage. And I think that's if I don't know who the judges are, but I think you can definitively judge that without taking sides. You just have to just listen and see who said what and see what registers. Because I don't know, but it was a really good debate. I went back and watched. I don't usually do it as many times, but it was a really good debate. I think it was a good debate on all 3 rounds. Like back and forth was really good.
One of the judges might be with us on Playback tonight. You never know.
I mean, that shit might be cool.
Y'all pull up back tonight, and we may just see a judge or 2 or all 5 of them. You never know. You never know.
5.
But shout out to the chat, and I do want to get back to the games last night, but I want to get back to something very particular about Anthony Edwards, but more so about Steph Curry. Now, obviously, we know who Steph is. We know he's the best shooter of all time and all of that good stuff. And so Steph Curry now has cracked 300 threes on the season, which makes the 6th time that he's done that and crossed the 300 mark. Now, James Harden Steph Curry's done it 6 times. There's 4 other players that have done it. You guys know who those 4 players are?
Done it 6 times?
Steph's crossed 300 threes in a season 6 times.
Steph's the only one who's done it more than once.
Okay. All right, cool.
But
Four of the
Anthony
players
Edwards?
have done it one time.
Yeah, there's
Anthony
other
Edwards?
people who
Yeah,
have
where
also
I've been at?
600 threes?
No, 300
300
times.
300 threes. I'm sorry.
He's at 302 right now.
Anthony Edwards has done it. Klay
Yeah.
Thompson's done it.
Klay
James
Thompson's
Harden's
done
done
it.
it, and Malik Beasley's done it.
Yeah.
And
Has Dame ever did?
Mm-mm.
No.
I don't think so.
Now the funny thing is, Malik Beasley and Anthony Edwards, they've done it this season.
Yep.
They are 3 threes ahead of Steph. They're both at 305. Steph's at 302.
Has Buddy done it before?
Nah.
No.
Hell no, that bum ain't done that shit before. He ain't done nothing before.
I thought for a little while, I thought Dante DiVincenzo was going to do it last year. I don't know how close he came, but
Steph broke 400 threes in a season once.
Yeah.
Ain't no one done that.
season was
And
insane.
Hey, James Harden was close, man. James Harden was like
close.
20 away.
He
He was
was
like
close.
20 away. He just needs
He
to-
should have shot
What's
them all
his
like the
record?
last
What's
2
his
games.
record?
James
been
Harden's
bad,
actually
man.
number 2 in threes made in the season of all time.
378. Yeah, James Harden's got 378. Steph had 402. So
I feel like
And
if
then
the
Steph got
Celtics
3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th place.
yeah, irrelevant,
if the
irrelevant.
Celtics
Anthony
ever
Edwards gonna
trade
get up. Anthony Edwards gonna get up.
if the Celtics ever trade Payton Pritchard to his own team and it's like kind of a losing team and he just gets to jack shots, he'll break 300 threes.
There'll never be such
or
thing
no,
as his
hell no.
team.
Yeah, I was about to say, if it's his team, this must be an expansion team. This must be some expansion shit.
Maybe the expansion.
Payton Pritchard.
Gotta be
I like
expansion.
Payton Pritchard a lot, but he'll never go somewhere where it's going to be known as Payton Pritchard.
An
I'm not
expansion
saying
team.
it's going to be his team. I'm saying
They're
if he
protecting
goes to
Payton.
a team where it's a bad team, he'll be able to take a lot more threes and he won't be coming off the bench and he won't be
He
sharing.
probably
the
won't
floor.
play like that though, Pen.
Yeah, no,
He probably wouldn't play like
Why,
that
why not?
Why not?
because the Celtics make him kind of play like that. Like Payton Pritchard was an all around player when he was in college. Like he didn't play all threes. Like
He gets to the rim, but he gets to the but he gets to the rim too. Like
that's what I'm saying. I don't think he would shoot that many threes if he was on a different team. I think the Celtics just want them to do that.
But if he was on a team like an expansion team where they gave him the ball as the lead guard, why wouldn't it be his team?
But
I mean, expansion team is why I said it would be his team.
He just needs to start and play 35 minutes. That's all I'm saying.
He would pass the ball more too. Payton Pritchard was a really good point guard in college, bro.
Yeah,
like a really good point guard in college. So he wouldn't play like that. I just think the Celtics just got him playing like that. I'm not saying he still wouldn't be good. He would be definitely good, but he just wouldn't play like right now. He's supposed to be the point guard. Till call him the lead guard. He ain't leading shit, but he getting them joints up. That's what he do.
Oh, he leading in shots. We do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know
He
if there's
probably lead the team in shots every time he in the game. That's for sure.
I don't know if there's a stat for this, but there's probably nobody in the league that I trust more with the basketball coming down, that heave from about 30 feet, 35 feet. Like he got that shot. I don't know, coming down end of a quarter.
Jordan Poole's pretty good at it.
We heard what Wizards. It doesn't count.
We heard what Drew Holiday said. Drew Holiday said he has the toughest time in practice with Payton Pritchard. Of all the dudes on the crew, he said he's got the toughest time in practice with Payton Pritchard. Payton Pritchard be in practice frying him.
I can see
cooking
that.
And Jordan, he was taking 11.3 3-pointers in his last season at Oregon per 100 possessions. That's nuts for a college player.
What is he taking besides per 100 possession though?
Oh, so non-hypothetical stats?
Like per game. How many was he shooting per game?
Yeah, just shoot. How many was he shooting per game?
Per game, he was shooting almost 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so why does
7 real 3-pointers, 4 fake ones? Yeah.
Well, the reason we do per 100 possessions is because college games are shorter than NBA games. There's no other way to equate college possessions to NBA possessions per 100 possessions.
You can't play a college possession to an NBA possession regardless because it's college and NBA.
First of all, it has
to be fair, he was
longer
playing
shot clock.
36.5 minutes.
Yeah, that's a lot of minutes.
Whole game.
But this is the problem that I have with the per 100 possessions, especially like when people try to do it with Michael Jordan in the per 36. Like the mindset of how I'm going to score with the time that I have is totally different when you try to switch it into, well, if we speed it up, your mindset would be the same. And it's like, no, that's not how that shit works. Like, if I'm in 1996 and we value every possession, my mindset is not 2025 where it's get shots up, let's get blah, blah, blah. Like,
Jordan, what I'm trying to say
on certain
is
shit,
that
I would have shot a 3. I mean, on certain shit, I shot a 2. Maybe I would have shot a 3.
In his final, all I'm comparing here is I don't care about how many points he's scoring. I don't care the percentage, whatever he shot at college. He shot in his final season, almost like what I told you, per 100 possessions, he took 11 3-pointers per 100 possessions, and he shot it at, let me see, what he shoot at 41%. So he's a really good 3-point shooter, and he takes and he's taking high volume. And on his
7
NBA
in 36 minutes is a lot.
Hang on. And on his NBA career so far, right? Again, per 100 possessions on his career, he's 11.7 at 40%.
So
it hasn't changed that much. So this notion that like if he went to another team, he would completely change it because it's all Joe Mazzulla, that's not true.
But he also don't play 36 minutes though.
What that got to do with anything, Jordan?
It has a lot to do with anything because I'm telling you, like 36 minutes, I'm shooting 7 threes. Like I get to the Celtics. How many minutes does he play? Well, how many minutes?
28. I was about to say
28. Like 28 is totally different than him. Now you starting on an NBA team with other players that's good too. Like that's totally different. Like your mindset is totally different from what somebody's
forget the per
do.
100 possessions. He averages 8 3-pointers attempted in 38 minutes. Is it crazy to think he would average 10 3-pointer attempts in 35 minutes?
No, I'm not saying it wouldn't be crazy, but I think if he's playing on a team where he's a starting point guard, I don't think he takes 10 threes. I just don't think
he's a really good shooter. We agree with that?
Yes, but that's what the Celtics want him to do. Like I got Jason Tatum and
he's been
Brown
doing that for 8 years.
Yes,
he's been doing it for 8 years.
But we're talking about he played 36 minutes in college, right? He shot 7 threes, right? He was the best player on Oregon, right?
Right.
He won't be the best player on his team in the NBA.
Jordan,
regardless, he's going to shoot the ball. Like, I think
that's where we're going.
Yeah, he is. But I don't know if he's shooting 11 times a game as a starting point guard.
But I mean,
on a bad team.
I think
on an expansion team.
I think it's fair to see that no matter what, you know what I'm saying? Like I said initially, I don't like the per this, per that because it's college and NBA. They're two completely different games. But I think what Penn showed that regardless of the different style of game, Payton Pritchard is going to get his 3-ball up. I think that's a fair point.
Yes, I mean, yes, it's a fair point, but it's also let's contextualize this point. We want him to do that with the Celtics because they have other playmakers and stuff too. So in order to optimize what Payton Pritchard does on that team, of course, that's fine. But as a starting point guard, him and 4 other guys, let's say on a bad team, we don't have to say a bad team. Let's say a mid team. His 11 threes work on the Celtics because I have Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Porzingis, Drew Holiday, Derek White. His 11 threes on the Seattle Blowfish.
No, Supersonics.
On the Seattle
Blowfish?
Get him back. Get him back up here.
Yeah, we gonna get back.
He was happy making the point. He derailed it with the Blowfish.
He was making
Blowfish.
No,
the Seattle Blowfish.
You all know it's the Seattle Supersonics.
All right, Seattle Supersonics, Ron. Goddamn, Ron. Yeah, I goddamn, Ron. My bad. I forgot you was wrong. You think Seattle gonna let you disrespect? It's okay. I got you.
No, as you were saying, Ron. As you were saying, Jordan.
But anyways, on the Seattle, whatever the name is,
Supersonics.
Supersonics, man.
Okay, I don't know if they bring back.
They getting the name back.
We don't know shit. But anyways. But whatever. Anyways, I don't know. Like for us to see Payton Pritchard shoot 11 threes, what about the games he gonna go 1 for 11, 1 for 10? Like he's not gonna go 8 for 11 every game. That's the point that I'm making. They got Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Porzingis, Derek White, Drew Holiday. He can afford to do that.
Hear me out.
Jordan, the point is that he's going to shoot a lot of threes. That's the only point.
I don't know if he shoots 11 though.
On, bro. Okay, so here's a very simple point. Let's try to do this with a yes or no. Payton Pritchard's a good 3-point shooter. You agree?
Yes.
Based on the evidence that I've shown you between 5 years in the NBA and 4 years at Oregon, he's always been a high volume 3-point shooter. Regardless of if you think volume is going to be 12 or 8, it's still high volume.
He gets them up.
Yes.
I mean, 7 is pretty cool in the NBA. 11 threes. What's the most threes people take in the NBA now?
Honestly, per 100 possessions.
It's got to be Anthony Edwards. It got to be 10.
Yeah, there's like 3 players I think who take over 10 threes a game.
So we're gonna add Payton Pritchard to that?
Okay, hang on. Would you agree or disagree that playing with 4 or 5 borderline all-stars hurts your shot distribution relative to the whole?
Not necessarily, no. No, not
Okay,
necessarily.
cool.
Because
So we
if
just
I'm
don't
coming in at 28 minutes a game, they're not getting me on the court to play make. That's not what they getting them. They got Drew's a playmaker. Jason Tatum's a playmaker. Sometimes Jaylen Brown want to be a playmaker. Derek White's a playmaker. Why do we need Payton Pritchard to be? Not really, Chill. You be saying that lead guard shit. It's not really. He's the lead shooting guard. Damn near shit. Like we don't need Payton Pritchard to do that.
Do you know he takes almost as many threes per 100 possessions as Jason Tatum? 13.8 versus 13.9, bro. Like, if you want to talk just shots overall,
yes, but he's
the fourth on the team.
Again, that's the exact point that I'm making. He plays with guys where they can afford him to do that. What Joe Mazzulla is doing with Payton Pritchard is maximizing his role for the betterment of this team.
Sure.
That's exactly what he's doing.
And when he gets on a crew where he's got to score more, when he gets on a crew where he's got to do more as a scorer, where is he scoring at? Well, we've already known that he gets.
They're gonna lose 60 games if he got to do that at his own team. They're gonna lose 60 games, and then they're gonna say stop doing that shit, Payton.
There's nobody that's expecting There's nobody expecting an expansion team to be a championship team right from the beginning. So if he's in Las Vegas or if he's in Seattle, we know for a fact he is going to get them up. We know that for a fact he's going to get them up.
They're going to lose 60 games, and then they're going to change the way he played.
Them losing isn't the point. The point is that he's going to get them up, and that's what Penn's point is. He gets the long ball.
But my point is, they will lose 60 games, and then they will change the way he play and say, "Hey, Payton, stop doing that shit. You're not on the Celtics no more."
Hang on, I just want to say,
that's exactly
as players get older, typically, unless you're like some sort of Martian, you attack the rim less, you shoot more. Okay. So a player like him, who's already a great shooter, been a great shooter, this is not a flash in the pan. He didn't just learn how to shoot. That's pretty much why he got drafted. One of the biggest reasons is his long ball.
But we're not talking about that though.
Well, I'm saying he's 28. So an undersized guard who's 28 is going to take more threes from 28 to 32 than he ever did in his previous career. Anyways, we could move past this.
First of all, no, hold on. Yes, it is, because first of all,
hell no, we ain't moving past this.
The type of shots,
Fred VanVleet and Olajuwon for a half hour.
Yeah. First of all, the type of shots that Payton Pritchard would be differently. When you saying he's getting him shots up, I think you're envisioning him being Steph Curry, like taking these Cinderella threes and shit like that. That ain't gonna be Payton Pritchard on his team by itself.
That's what you're doing. I'm not envisioning him being nobody, but
himself. But hold on. So when we talk about him being the lead guard, what type of 3-pointer shots you think Payton Pritchard would be taking on a team where he's the guy?
He's not the guy. Why are you getting hung up on he's the guy? I just said
That's what we just said. If he was the guy as a starting point guard, you said his
I never said the guy as a starting point guard. I said where he's starting. I'm not
even as a starter
to be a franchise player.
You said his team.
Yeah, his team. What shots do you think he's taking on his team? What kind of shots?
When I think about his team, I think about where he's running the crew. I don't mean he's the best player. I don't mean he's a leading scorer. I don't mean he's a superstar. I just mean his own team, as in he's starting point guard. It's not he's coming off the bench for nobody. It's his team. You know what I mean? Like,
so what type of shots do you think he would take? Like, what type of 3-pointers do you think he's going to get to where he's going to get 11 a game on that team?
Well, it's not.
All I said was he'll crack 300 3-point attempts. If he goes to another team, we'll find out. Also, don't underestimate the fact that he might.
No,
go ahead.
All right, we're gonna weave the question.
I'm sorry. This is what he's doing to you, Penn. What he's trying to do is he's moving the goalposts. He didn't say 11 threes per game. He said 11 threes per 100 possessions. He's not shooting 11 threes a game, Jordan. No, he's not.
How many threes is he? No, so, first of all, y'all capping the argument. We did say he would shoot 11 threes. We did say he would shoot 11.
Let's chill out with that.
Because you said he started.
You're the one who said 11
I said he cracked 300 threes. He's going to crack 300 threes. I would bet money on it. I would bet money so fast on it. And I don't even bet.
So how many threes do you got to shoot?
Well, as of right now, he's actually tied with Jason Tatum for 6th in the league in 3-pointers made, and he shot almost 100 less. He's actually shot 91 less.
Bro, he's got 247 right now.
Less.
Okay. You acting like with if he just
how would he get those shots on his starting team? Okay, Chill, tell me. How would he get those shots? What type of shots would he get? What type of shots would he get?
It looks a lot different playing with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
That's my own point. That's the whole point that I'm making, Chill. That's the only point that I'm making.
He does get a lot of catch and shoots, but let's not act like Payton Pritchard don't be walking cats down.
No,
he do.
Don't get it wrong.
Twice a
No,
game.
he go get it.
Twice
I'm
a
not
game.
arguing that.
Twice a game.
No,
Yeah,
no,
twice
no,
a
no,
game.
no.
He'll
I'm not
hit
arguing
you
that.
with that Tim Hardaway crossover multiple times.
I'm not
Damn,
arguing
the
that.
white Tim?
Yeah, he'll do that. But my thing too is like the main thing about it is if Payton Pritchard goes to his own spot, and I don't care whether it's his own team or whether he's the point guard. Jordan, if he making them, they gonna keep letting him shoot him. And if he keeps shooting them and making them, then he gonna keep doing
I'm agreeing. My thing is, it's easy to get them shits up when you got 4 guys that can play make for you.
It is.
Now I'm saying by itself, that's what I'm trying to get Penn to commit to. He keep weaving the question. So what I'm saying is, what does his threes look like on the Seattle New Sonics? What do they look like?
Oh boy, he was almost gone.
They look a lot different.
A lot of transition threes, a lot of above the break
That
threes, a
doesn't
little bit
mean
of catch and shoots, probably a lot of off movement stuff, depending on the coach, man, and depends on the pace. Right. The reason I say per 100 possession, per 75
So
possession,
that no. That's
I'm
why
trying
I
to
don't
equate
mean too
for
much.
space. That's why I'm trying to equate for pace, because you could have a coach like, I don't know, the Memphis Grizzlies coach who believes in running everything up and down the court. So the numbers are going to get really inflated real fast. All I'm telling you is off the bench, you got 247 threes as like the 4th option. He's already hit 247 threes.
I mean, you can say 4th option, but if you watch the game, it's kind of like,
what is he?
I mean, he's
3rd
ass
option?
open and be shooting shit out the 3. I mean, damn near in a game like Steph. Apparently, he making more threes than Jason Tatum. Shit, damn near like Steph on that team. Shit, I mean, apparently.
Fellas, I got breaking news though.
Oh,
damn.
Who got fired? Who got fired, Ron?
Well, nobody actually got fired. Somebody got demoted. A guy you know very well, Penn, actually. The Toronto Raptors are converting two-way guard AJ Lawson to a 2-year NBA contract.
That's not demoted, Ron.
I hate when they do stuff.
Yeah, that's
How is that a demotion? That's a promotion.
Close enough, Ron, but
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. My bad.
just the complete opposite
Damn.
of what you meant. But
Hey. I hate when they do these deals at the end of the season for a player because it seems like the next year they always get cut.
He might get cut. He probably has a partial guarantee.
They don't last long. They really don't.
Yeah, I hate when they do these
AJ
deals.
Lawson-
One
AJ Lawson
game
been
left of the
hooping.
season, I'm going to give you a contract that don't start till next season, so you don't get paid through the summertime. It's going to start next season, and then
That's
when the
not how it
season
works.
start, hey, I'm gonna cut you. That's
not
how a lot
it
of them work. I know that for a fact. A lot of them work like
But
that.
that's not.
Trust
how this
me, I
one
would
works.
know. A lot of them work like that
Why would you know and I wouldn't know?
because I know guys that's been on those deals. That's why I know. I know
guys who've been
4
on
guys
those deals
that's been on
too.
those
I know
deals.
Jeff Doughton was on one of those deals, and he did get cut. And he had this. Why are you putting a 1v1? This is a friendly fade.
All right,
Keep it that way.
there
Okay.
you go. Keep going.
Oh, great. Well, you do.
Go ahead.
You were saying, Penn.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Penn.
You was
Go ahead,
making
Penn.
you was making a point, Penn.
My point is, you want to give the guy. It does actually help him this year. You are technically signing him to this year. It's the same thing with 10 days. You know, they pay a little bit more than the minimum if you think about per game, and you keep them through the summer. You keep them in your system. Kind of stops them from going off to another team. Gives them the security of a contract, and there's probably a partial guarantee on training camp for him. So if he makes it through training camp, there's one interval. If he makes it past training camp into preseason, there's another interval. There's probably a non-guarantee date that's in January. So again, that's how these contracts work. They're not a scam. They're not necessarily. They're not necessarily a scam, but some of them are, and players got to be really mindful of that. But I don't. The Raptors are not going to scam their hometown kid, AJ Lawson, from here. He's good friends with RJ Barrett. He's been balling out of his mind. Every time he comes into the game, he's like doing some amazing shit. I think he scored 30 points the other day. So I don't know, man.
I mean,
good.
Yeah,
He's good.
I mean, yeah. I still think. I mean, you.
I don't know why they cut.
certain,
I don't know why they cut Orlando Robinson though. Orlando Robinson been hooping.
You're right. Certain part about the contracts, like it just depends on what's negotiated. But a lot of times, what do happen is they give you like a prorated amount for a couple of days or a couple of games, and then
would that be like the rest of the regular season? So if I ended up getting called, I got called up from I don't know the G League. I got called up and it's 10 games left in the regular season, and my deal is prorated for the rest of the season.
Yeah. They'll do that, and then they'll break sometimes they could break the prorated payments up into different into different months. So it's kind of like it's really a friendly deal for them. It's not really for the guy. It's like
10-day contracts are very lucrative.
10 day. It depends on how many. It depends on how many you sign. Depends on how many you sign. Like,
well, you can only
10
sign
days,
2.
cool.
You can sign 2 with one team. So
yes, and then
it's,
you can
it's
get
over
$100,000.
Hang on, it's over $100,000 if I'm not mistaken for a 10-day. If you think about it, you sign. Let's say
when 10 days become that
depends,
much?
don't you? Depends on how many you sign per with team. You only get 2 per team, but you can sign multiple.
You can sign
throughout
2
that
successively, and then they can't bring you back. They have to convert you.
Right,
So if you're a player who just goes from G League call up, G League call up, G League call up, if you do that 6-7 times, you're making almost $2 million a year. That's not a bad deal. It's not a bad deal. Those G League contracts are nowhere near that. So I don't know, man. And also big shout out to Jeff Doughton, who scored 30 points the other day.
Shout out Jeff.
Penn be shouting out guys that nobody be knowing.
We're about to get into these standings.
Jeff was hooping. He scored 30 points on like 11 for 15. Come on, man. Respect.
Before we get into these standings, big guys, you back to eating raw potatoes?
I'm back to minding my business, nigga. You should try it.
All right. Hey, shout out to those who eat raw potatoes.
That was a bar. That was a bar.
You just peel a potato and just bite into it like an apple?
That was like a Debo bar.
You would be a savage if you did.
This is why he's my man. This is why this is my man, right?
Ox, I ain't gonna lie. If we played against you in high school and your big ass came through there with a potato like it was an apple, I would look at my teammates like it's gonna be a long ass day.
I tried to put him on that before. I was doing that for a while. Y'all should really, it's good for you.
Bro, for him to just come in with his potato cutter and then apple and look at us, well, not apple, with a potato and just bite into it like an apple would be insane. Yeah, you would get every rebound because ain't no way I'm going down there with you.
Bro, we boxing when I see you, Ron. We are boxing when I see you, Ron.
Chill, why?
You know that. We just I just gotta rough you up when I see you.
You want to rough me up because Ox want to eat raw potatoes?
Ox, you the tallest in your family?
My little brother a little taller than me.
Damn. Y'all both was eating raw potatoes together?
You got a 6'10" brother, Ox?
God damn.
No, I mean, I'm really 6'8". He like 6'9"? He got me about a little bit. No big, not too much.
Damn. Wait, Ox, your dad tall?
My pop's like 6'2", 6'3", but my mom's 6'1". So
his mother used to play basketball.
That's where
he was a baller. From. Yeah, his mother was a baller.
Yeah. So. If you got a 6'1" mom, you got a chance.
Yeah. My homeboy mom like 6'1".
That's what happened to Yao. Like Yao father like 6'4", his mother like 6'3". Like his mother's not small.
We all tall. My sister's 6'2".
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you know these guys, like my ex, she was 5'11", but her brother was like 6'8". So like
that's
how it usually works.
Why? That's how
my
I know.
That's how my kids are real tall like that. My kids are real tall, but their mom is 5. She's only 5'4", but her little brother is 6'6". Her pops is 6'7". So my son,
one of my biggest regrets, Ron. One of my biggest regrets.
My mind went there. My mind definitely did.
My mind would be on the way now. I'm sending flowers every day.
Even to this day, as an older man, I say this: when I'm flipping the channels and I see them volleyball chicks, them the chicks I should have been hanging around when I was in school. Word is bond.
Chill, it's not too late.
It ain't too late, chill. Come on, chill.
When I was in school, like we had a volleyball team, and them the chicks that I should have been hanging around. Them 6 foot, 6'1".
Chill.
Amazon. Them the chicks that I should have been hanging around.
Chill. You in Florida.
The gymnast. You know, the gymnasts and them little itty bitty softball chick, them the chicks who was chasing me around. So
yeah, it was volleyball and nothing for me.
Hey, your legacy can still be brought forth, chill.
I was a multi-sport athlete.
Okay, I see it.
But all right, y'all, let's get into the current playoff standings right now. Y'all turn on your notification bells, like the video, subscribe, and become a member in the meantime. But as of right now, y'all, talk to me about what we are seeing with this as currently stands heading into the weekend.
I agree with Mars. The number 1 seed should be able to pick who they want to play with this play-in shit. I
think it's perfect. I love it.
Yeah,
Stay just like this. Stay just like
this shit look like a damn maze. Like, how the hell are we supposed to know what the hell this look? This look horrible. If this was an AAU map, I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, what is this?
It's very intuitive.
George, just slow down and read it, brother.
Yeah, I think it's quite. I
Read
think it's
left
quite.
to
I
right
think it's
and
quite
right to
easy. I
left.
think it's quite easy to read personally.
I bet you do. Gen Z. I bet that. I mean, I might be Gen Z
My
too.
fault, but
I
You
bet-
are Gen Z.
I mean, shit. I might be shit. I don't know.
Jordan
I'm
Q.
on the board.
Nah, hell no, Jordan. You an honorary millennial.
Yeah,
for
I'm
sure.
honorary.
You
Yeah,
with us.
I'm
You a
January.
millennial for
I'm
sure. You with us,
shit.
bro.
This shit look
But
too
nah,
much, man. I can't figure this shit out, man. Come on.
What I want to
Y'all
know,
want me to
y'all,
just put up the regular
is
standings?
Yeah, man. What
no,
the hell
no,
is this?
well, wait, Ron, because I want to know. Since you know that game last night, Memphis and Minnesota took care of business, but then they're gonna have to run it right back next week. Are they going? Playing a team 2 times back to back like that? Are we confident?
That's why Memphis gonna win. That's why Memphis gonna win that game and get that 7 seed.
I'm gonna be so tight if they win that game.
That's why Memphis gonna win.
We don't know if it's actually gonna be those two because they're tied right now, but they're tied with the Warriors. So it could be the Warriors in the 7th, 8th. Could be one of these two teams, in the 4 and 5 spot, the Nuggets and the Clippers. They could lose 2 games, either of these teams, and they could fall into the 7. So it's a toss-up.
So are we gonna act like OKC is safe if Minnesota or Golden State gets that AC?
No, I mean they're not safe. It's gonna be a tough ass.
I mean, it's gonna be a tough matchup regardless.
Yeah,
it's tough. I'm picking OKC, but it's gonna be tough.
Man, Ron, this shit a whole lot
Memphis
easier to
just
read.
need to stay right there. That's what I care about. Everything else irrelevant. Memphis
I almost panicked when I seen that shit, boy. What the fuck? Panicked when I seen that little grid they had, boy. That shit was on the ACT. I would have never went to college. I'm done. The fuck? I'm done.
What part of that is hard to read?
It's too much. You got W's all over the place. You got lines all over the place. You got an L. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, if you lose, you win, you go there. What's hard to understand?
Where is the guide for this thing? Like, since somebody put some instructions at the bottom, shit.
Jordan, I'm relatively concerned that you're struggling to read this.
And I'm relatively concerned you're about to lose to him in a debate.
Very concerned. Very concerned.
If that was a debate, I would have dropped out. Boy, in college, when the teacher used to be like, hey, turn your test in when you're done. I used to look at that shit. I turned my shit in right away. I'm the first one to leave. I don't know why people sit there and look at some shit they don't understand. Like, it's gonna magically pop up in their head. I quit.
I mean, you got to at least put an answer on there. You know what I'm saying? That way
no, I don't.
Ox, you just brought something up. Ox, you really ain't feeling these young boys if they run up on some vets. You really ain't feeling these young boys from Oklahoma City. Minnesota
and Golden State, I think are two of the teams that could beat this squad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and no, with that being said, chill. It's not that I'm not feeling them. I'm just, I've made my case about how I feel about OKC a bunch of times. I think, they're a great regular season team. And when I say that, I'm not saying that they're going to be a bad playoff team.
Right.
I'm just saying I don't know yet. And I know we talked about it yesterday or the day before, but experience really matters to me. And some of their important pieces, I'm just not sure yet. And to Mar's point too, with J-Dub, I'm not going to say it's just experience. I just think that I guess it is experience because what I'm going to say is he ready? Is he ready? Because I think J-Dub is going to be really good. And I think he is really good, but it's like, is he ready for that type of pressure? And so I just want to wait and see. I think that Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry, Draymond Green, I think they are ready. I don't think we have to worry about that. You know what I mean?
Is it possible that we can see both Jimmy Butler and because we haven't seen him in this kind of playoff setting on this kind of championship level team, can we see possible dollar signs from J-Dub?
No.
Considering?
Oh, from J-Dub. I thought you were saying from Jimmy.
J-Dub. No, from J-Dub. Can we possibly see dollar signs?
I think Jimmy Butler bring the dollar signs at you. You know what I mean? So potentially, we seen Jimmy bring the dollar signs out of Drew Holiday. So if he could do it to Drew, he had Drew looking around like, God damn. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't appreciate that ass whooping at all.
I didn't appreciate it neither. Y'all know how I feel about Drew.
I loved every second of it. That was amazing.
I was pissed about that.
I was hot over that. I wanted to fight Jimmy for real. Like I wanted to fight Giannis. Like, bro, why you let him do my man? Let your man just get his ass kicked like that, and you ain't gonna do nothing about it. You're just gonna let your man get smoked like that.
You meant to be best defender in the league.
$silver.
Yeah, Drew meant to be the best defender in the league. I don't know what more help he needs.
Okay, sure, Mars. I appreciate the fact that I'm the best defender in the league, but there's a reason why I'm the best defender in the league. A lot of that has to do with you guys. You guys do help me out. It's not like I'm left on an island on the regular. No, I am able to hold my own. But I'm going up against Jimmy Butler here, who is known.
No one feel bad for PJ Tucker when KD was giving him work 1-on-1. I ain't never seen someone be like, man, why they ain't help PJ Tucker? Nah, everyone was just like, KD.
They should have helped PJ Tucker out.
All right, cool, but no one felt bad for him. Why we feeling bad?
You know why? Because KD wasn't in PJ Tucker's face. Like, I own you. You can't do nothing with me.
I didn't feel bad for nobody. I'm just saying, like, damn, y'all couldn't help my man. He out there drowning.
Nah, you know what I'm saying? That boy was chasing him all around that island. That boy had a long ass bill.
I told you what it was, Ox. It was Drago. It was Drago roughing up Apollo Creed, and you ain't do nothing about it. You just let him get beat up. I didn't appreciate that at all.
But you remember we talked about that though, Chill. There's a theory. There's a theory that Rocky let him kill Apollo because he didn't want nobody. He didn't want Apollo to tell who won that rematch.
Yes, sir.
That's the theory. That's the theory that he let Apollo die. So
hey, I ain't gonna lie. I watched Creed 3 the other day, and man, that shit was fake as hell. This man hit a triple combo 3 times in a row. No possible way you doing that shit in no boxing match. You not hitting nobody with a triple combo 3 times in a row. What? I'm like,
I told y'all in the comment section of Playback last night, man. Creed is weak as hell. Like
that shit weak as hell.
Compared to Rocky, I can't. Creed don't even. It ain't even in the same.
It ain't even the same thing, bro.
Man. Look at the nostalgia.
Creed is heat.
No, that shit ain't no heat, Ron. That man hit the dude with 3 combos in a row, 3 times, 3 triples. Duck. Like, bro, against who? Somebody with their hands tied behind their back? Had to be tied up, Ron. They had somebody in a full Nelson when you seen that shit. They was holding him like Larry Bird got held. That's how it was, like Larry Bird got held. I couldn't believe that shit, man.
But I brought that up to you, Ox, because and I'm glad you was able to explain it, because I feel like, there is some dissension with you and there's some concerns, legit concerns with you when it comes to Oklahoma City. Now I know that, they're a far superior team this season than they were last year. Right, I think they got a lot more experience. They were able to be in the playoffs. They were able to see what that looks like. But with them being where they are, I am more confident in them this year than I was last year. Much more confident in them this year than I was last year.
Well, Chill. If they play Denver, us, or Memphis, I'm pretty sure they win those series. Like, I'm pretty confident. Although I do think we could steal a couple, I'm pretty confident they beat Sacramento, they beat Memphis, and they who was the other team? Dallas. But if they play Minnesota, Golden State,
they got their hands
Clippers.
Full. They got their hands
I'm
full.
not confident in them winning at all. Like I'm not. I wouldn't put $1 on them. I'll just watch the series. In fact, if the odds are right, I'm putting some money on the other team. Yeah, it's worth it.
All right, y'all. Well, this is what the West is looking like. Once again, we are in for it, y'all. So it's a couple games that I want to hone in on over the weekend. Well, first off, is it anything else that anybody wants to comment on based on this Western Conference?
I just want you guys to straighten me out because I want to make sure that I'm understanding this correctly. So I know that the Clippers right now are in the where are the Clippers at? Okay, the Clippers are in a 5 spot, and the Warriors are in a 6 spot. The Warriors got Portland tonight. And then they got the Clippers on Sunday afternoon. If they end up tying with them, does that make do they win the tiebreaker? And 2, where do the Clippers end up falling? Because I know that the Warriors, y'all can't lose to Portland. I just want to start there. You cannot. What happened with the Warriors losing to Golden State? I mean, the Warriors losing to San Antonio. That already happened, and we can't have that twice. You go up to Portland, you cannot lose to these dudes. Because now what happens is now you guaranteeing yourself being in the play-in tournament. And we know what they look like in the play-in tournament. What I'm asking is when they beat Portland, when they see the Clippers, if we end up getting a tie where they end up beating the Clippers, how does that fare with the Clippers? Do the Clippers drop to the 7?
I think the Clippers will stay above Golden State. I think.
So okay.
I don't know for sure. I could be wrong. I'm not fully versed in the standings, but I think it goes to division records. And I think the Clippers have a better division record, so I think they would have it. But I'm not entirely sure. But I think the Clippers stay above the Warriors. I think the Warriors have to win both and the Clippers have to lose both in order for the Warriors to go above them.
Is it possible that the Dallas Mavericks, who pretty much stumbled into the play-in at this point, and in my humble opinion, have no chance at all of making the playoffs. Is it possible they can start thinking about their draft pick right now? Because they got.
I mean, they get Kevin Durant next year, so. They got 38
wins. They got 38 wins right now, right? And the way the draft lottery works is, if they miss the playoffs, they just fall right back into the lottery. If they make the playoffs, then they come out of the lottery, and then one of the teams that are currently outside the lottery fall into the lottery. So right now they got 38 wins. Chicago got 37 wins. Miami got 36 wins. So there's a chance that Dallas could just choose to lose the next couple games, possibly rest their guys, because they got nothing to win at this point.
You're not going to the playoffs.
So you don't think they can win a championship this year?
Yeah, I was about to say they got a championship to win.
Yeah, 2-year window with Anthony Davis. They better be trying to win a championship.
See the problem with fighting for drafts. I've been saying this for a long time. I don't know how many teams have won it all by sabotaging their wins for draft picks.
The Spurs.
I don't know.
The Spurs did in 97. They take for Tim Duncan, got Tim Duncan.
Okay, listen to me, man.
Okay, but after that,
when an organization is making these decisions, they're looking at the numbers. When you're making this commentary right now, you're thinking vibe and you're thinking like philosophy. This is not how organizations are thinking about this at all. I tell you what's on the line for the Dallas Mavericks. Now, it's worth noting. Last year, I mean, look at what's the prize at the top of this draft. It's Cooper Flag. That's a really big thing. And for a team like Dallas that just traded away their young superstar, netting Cooper Flag, you're saying they can't. But let me play devil's advocate here. Right now, Dallas is sitting at 13th in the draft lottery. Remind you, this is a team that has already shown you they're willing to miss the playoffs to tank when they did it like 2 years ago for Derek Lively. So there's some organizational, memory here of this team has done this exact same thing before. And by the way, they tanked with a healthy Luka Doncic that year with Kyrie Irving. This year, Kyrie Irving could be out for most of next season. So here's what's on the line. Right now, Dallas has a 4.8% chance sitting at 13th at a top 4 pick. If they move down 2 slots to 11, that 4.8 jumps to 9.4. Mm-hmm. That's a big difference. And I'll remind you, last year that the Atlanta Hawks went from 9 to 1. With the way the draft is flattened out a little bit, this is actually way more possible than it was like 15 years ago. So I'm just saying they could just lose the next 2 games. They got nothing to gain by winning these games at all.
But
Penn, can I
counter that? Can I counter that with what happened with Atlanta last year is an anomaly. More times than not, if you're late in the lottery, if you're one of the better teams, more times than not, you're not getting the number 1 or the number 2 or the number 3 overall pick. You're probably going to end up right where you are, right around 11, 12.
Well, of course, 15. Probably, Chill. If I say you got a 9.4% chance of getting top 4, that means you got a 91% chance of not getting the top 4.
Sure.
But still, 1 out of 10 is a way better chance of 1 out of 20.
At that part, I can get with 2. Right. But also remember with the way that they put this team together in Dallas, they put this team together hoping, and hope isn't a plan. I don't want to use the word hope. Let me rephrase that. They put this team together banking on the idea that Irv was going to be available. Both Anthony Davis and Lively were going to be available. Gafford's going to be available. PJ Washington is going to be available. This is the team that they're looking at for the future. With Najee Marshall, this is what they're looking at. Now, I can appreciate your logic about tanking and possibly getting a future number 1 draft pick, even maybe winning the lottery. But for the most part, they're looking at this group going, if we can get into the playoffs and we can see what we look like with this group, we can build on this for the future, as opposed to we're going to completely scrap this and just try to get Cooper Flag. No, we're not doing that.
And I also think
they're not making the playoffs. They're not making the playoffs. Let's just be clear about that. They got to go on the road, beat a team. Come on, Mars.
100% could.
I think it's also
1
important
in 10 is better than
to
1 in 20. I mean, they got a chance if they're in the play-in.
100% could do that. So right now, Penn, if you look at what the Western Conference is, the season ends today. They got to play Sacramento in a 1-game playoff. I think they can beat Sacramento. With the current crew that they got, I think they can beat Sacramento. And now that leaves Minnesota and Memphis. We just seen what Minnesota did to Memphis last night. And they got to go to Denver tonight, which I think that they're going to lose. So they're basically backing into the play-in tournament. So a team in Dallas.
How Dallas going to beat us?
They about to kick y'all ass. Ox. About to kick y'all ass, Ox. Yeah.
Wait, Dallas?
Yes.
Kick y'all ass.
Huh?
All right. I'm not going to
You think Nico about to let you disrespect Dallas, nigga?
You don't have a choice. He disrespected Dallas.
So
exactly.
We don't got no more say so in Dallas.
I know, but that's why he got to make the playoffs.
So
he
Penn,
about to get crazy incentives for them guys.
So Penn, like I was saying, I think that they're gonna beat Sacramento. So now you got Memphis, who lost to Minnesota last night. With them losing to Minnesota last night, they got to go to Denver tonight, and I think that they're going to end up losing that. So now Dallas, who has Anthony Davis on their crew, has to see Memphis. He owns them defensively. He destroys Jaren Jackson almost every time he goes up against them. So is it ridiculous for me to think the way that Memphis is playing right now that they can end up seeing Dallas, who ends up beating Sacramento, and them backing into the playoffs, that they can make the playoffs? I don't think that's ridiculous.
Man,
it ain't ridiculous at all.
All I'm saying is from the perspective of like what you would want to do if you're Dallas right now. Here's what I would want to do. Number one, I'm not playing Anthony Davis in these final 2 games. I'm legitimately not. I'm not risking an injury, whatever. We'll deal with it in the play-in. Number 2, even if we don't get a top 4 pick, would I rather pick 11th, 10th, 12th? The difference between 10 and 12 in this draft could be huge. I've been following this draft for a while. And at 10, you might get like someone that fell from that was supposed to go top 6, top 7, maybe some injury concerns, whatever. Let me tell you, in 20, think about this. In 2023? Here's the players that went 11, 12, 13. Was it Cason Wallace, Derek Lively, and then Grady Dick? And which of those players you want? Because the one that went 13th is clearly the worst of those 3. No offense to Grady Dick, but I would much rather have Cason Wallace or Derek Lively. So what I'm saying is, if you missed that pick by 1 spot, you missed Derek Lively because maybe the Raptors would have taken him. So I'm just saying, when it comes down to
also keep going, Penn.
But that's what I'm saying. Like in a draft like this, where there is a lot to lose here, and you have just depleted yourself with one of the best young talents in the league. And you're already thinking to next season and how are we going to do this? And don't even forget, you don't even have to use that pick. You might be able to trade that pick for something that you need now. And knowing Nico Harrison, who knows what he'll do with that pick.
But once again, we'll be taking chances on that rather than just trying to win and just see how best our team could be when we try our best ability. I think we underestimate.
You got all next year to do that, Jordan.
Man, but I want to see what I'm building on.
Yeah, we still got to see what we got, though, bro.
Let the Hall of Famer speak. Let the Hall of Famer speak.
I'm with Ken. It's the dead end this year. But Kenny, talk to us. How do you feel?
No, I hear what both sides are saying, but we also got to think about the PR aspect of this. It's not just simply the performance on the basketball court or the prospects for the future. You also got to think Nico and the organization has to save face about what they've done. They have to try to make this season look as best as it possibly can. Even though everyone can look around and see, this is kind of a dumpster fire right now, but their optics of what they're going to try to do is just going to be trying to push for the best that they can. And I think that's something that's important for them to do. If they can even make the playoffs, let's say they beat Sacramento, let's say they make it into the playoffs, that is seen as a win for the organization because they're showing like, okay, even with this small amount that we have the potential to continue to push further in the future. I feel like if you just tank and just say, this is an L of a season and let's hope for a draft pick, it doubles down on the mistake. And they're trying to save face here. Not saying it's the smartest thing, but I think it's most likely they're going to really push to try to make this the best that they can.
But this isn't the Chicago Bulls who keep pushing for the play-in. This is a team that has, number one, shown you that they're willing to dump the playoffs with a healthy Luka Doncic in order to get a draft pick because they didn't think they had a chance. And they have less of a chance this year than they had that year, number one. And it worked out damn well for them because they went to the finals the next year. So that's the first thing. And number two, this is the team that traded Luka Doncic in the first place. So they already told you they don't give a shit about optics and they don't give a shit about politics. They don't care how this looks. If they cared how this looked, they wouldn't have done that stupid shit.
At the same time,
with that being said,
they didn't feel like they were healthy enough to go in that playoffs and do anything.
And they healthy now?
Yes.
No, it's not about yes, but I mean, it's not about them being healthy now. They're not healthy now. It's just
that
about
perimeter scorer towards ACL.
I would not
as healthy as they could be, Mars. As healthy as they could be.
They had more action 2 years ago than they have today.
Yes, but the problem with it is we have to figure out what this Dallas team looks like.
I would take OKC in 3.
Hold on. No, you don't have all next
in a playoff game.
You don't have it's not about that.
You have 3 potential
but that's not what I'm saying. Hold on.
How are you going to figure it out?
Because that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's best to try to get this team going. Anthony Davis missed so much of the season. If we can make the playoffs and we got
and do what?
You might not get swept. You might not get swept.
Wait a minute. I'm glad you brought that up, Penn. What happens if they do make the playoffs and they end up in a dogfight with the Oklahoma City Thunder?
7-game series.
Are we talking about? Watch the Dallas Mavericks.
Wait a minute. Why is it ridiculous? Wait. Why is it ridiculous to think that they could end up in a dogfight?
I don't know, because I have eyes.
I'm going to tell you guys what's going on right now. Jordan, you're from Texas, so your Houston bias is rolling over.
I don't even like the Mavericks. What the hell? I don't even like the Mavericks.
It's seeming like you like them right now. And then chill. Hold on, wait, right quick. Chill. What's also happening is you remember that super chat from last week where they say that, no, it was the chat of the week where they say that Chill dies on hills that he could just roll down. You're dying on this hill with Jordan for no reason.
I'm not dying on this hill.
I just don't believe that teams need to try to tank the integrity of just winning when you can win, then just accepting you're a loser. I'm saying it's not about that. It's not about that. It's just first of all, it's not chess because you're not going to get to me. To me, they're not going to get a pick in a draft unless they get Cooper Flag, which they probably not getting Cooper Flag. After Cooper Flag, after Cooper Flag, I like Harper. I like him. I don't think after those 2 or 3 guys that's coming up in the draft, none of those guys is going to jump right in and help the Mavericks get to the top right away. I don't think so.
Nobody thought Derek Lively was going
to. Derek Lively is a Derek Lively is a
Nobody thought Derek Lively was going to.
Yes, but it's totally different when you got Luka Doncic. They don't have Luka Doncic.
My question
it's not a guard in the draft that's going to replace Luka Doncic for the Dallas Mavericks. It's not one. Not one.
What does that have to do with Derek Lively?
Derek Lively is a center. Luka Doncic can make him work. There's nobody that's going to replace Luka Doncic to make Derek Lively work or Anthony Davis work. That's why you play. That's why you
come on, man.
What kind of contributor? Dallas?
Oh my God!
The draft lottery was just yesterday. And the Dallas Mavericks. The draft lottery was just yesterday, and then the playoffs end up ending, and the Dallas Mavericks end up with the number 3 pick in the draft. Right, they end up with the number 3 pick. How much is Ace Bailey helping the Dallas Mavericks?
Not a lot.
What is Ace Bailey doing on that crew?
First of all, Ace Bailey's coming from a losing team. He's coming from a losing team. He plays losing basketball. They got to teach Ace Bailey how to play. You got to teach him how to play.
Dylan Harper on the same damn team. Why he not coming from a losing team?
He is coming from a losing team. I said even Dylan Harper. I'm not sure about. I like Dylan Harper, but the fact that he lost a lot this year, they played badass basketball, and you want me to believe he's about to come and turn this franchise around? So we got to tank for this, so we can be behind the 8 ball another 4 years.
Either way you scratch it. Either way you scratch it, it's taking a risk in one direction or another. When it comes to Chill and Jordan, they think it's better to see how this team plays out and then see how this goes from here. From Ron and Penn's side, they're saying, let's bank on the lottery. Let's see if we can get something to retool for the future. You guys are pretty much arguing the same point as just taking a risk somewhere. You guys are just going down the different roads of it. It's just
we're not so much a different road. The reason why we're not them guys are thinking that the draft can. Them guys are thinking that this draft is don't make the playoffs. Don't get the extra revenue for our team because this lottery is going to save our mind.
Yeah,
this lottery is going to save our draft when in reality. Got 4 years to develop these guys. These guys. Yes, you gonna fire. But if Nico make the playoffs, why am I firing Nico?
I gotta turn my headphones
down.
Jordan,
this is why I say play chess and not checkers. See, you guys be one track minded. You only think of one thing. You do know that you can get a pick, and let's say the pick is 7, 8. Let's say the pick is 9.
You can't get 9. They can't get 9.
Well, Penn, you give me the pick. Let's say what's the most probable?
What number they gonna get?
If they lose these next 3 games, what's the most probable pick they get?
If they lose the next, I think they have only 2 games left.
Oh my God,
they only have 2 games. Wait, what? Yeah, they got 2 games left. So
let's
if they lose, and let's assume that Chicago wins, they would end up with the 12th odds, right? So if you got 12, you can go 12. Very unlikely you move down to 13 or 14 unless one of those backwards teams jumps you.
So why the hell would I lose for that?
I'm about to tell you why. Because even with the 12, and they can even we've seen what Atlanta did last year. So the chances they can go 12 or better. Obviously, the higher the better. But you guys are only thinking. Hold on, right quick, Penn. You guys are only thinking about drafting a player to play him. Like that's not a valuable trade asset. Like you can't trade the 12th overall pick and go get something else.
Okay, that's fair. It's
And
fair,
and so and
but
I'm
it's
saying,
not.
and you're supposed
It's
to be,
not
and
as
you're supposed to
prevalent.
be. So hold on, no, because we are talking about Kevin Durant, right? That's been the
absolutely.
circulating rumor. Okay, that 12 can get used to flip to get flipped for Kevin Durant, or flip for something else to bring in with Kevin Durant. Mars, it wouldn't be a straight up trade 12 for Kevin Durant, but you'd have to make the money match and all of that stuff.
I mean,
But
if
I'm
they
saying,
make the
also have a
playoffs, they
pick
probably could
deficit,
get 12
Jordan.
too, right?
They don't have a lot of picks. They don't have a lot of picks. That's the
but
important thing. If you want flexibility, look, the thing that is screwing over, and I don't even know how to even dissect what Matt Ishbia said the other day. I don't know if you caught that quote where 26 other teams in the league would swap places with us. Like, bro, I don't think there's five teams that would swap places with y'all because of your pick deficit. Look, when you got picks like Houston has, like the Nets have, like the OKC Thunder have, you have options. When you have young players on cheap deals, you have options. Options are important in today's CBA because there's a lot of teams that are running out of road. Okay, and when a player like a Giannis Antetokounmpo or Nikola Jokic, I don't know, or friggin' any one of these players, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, become available, it's going to go to the highest bidder. Now, having that 12th pick versus, I don't know, like, let's say you do end up getting a third pick. No, hang on. Jordan, think about this. Let's say you get the third pick. Y'all remember when the Seattle Supersonics had the 5th pick? Sorry, when they traded, I think it was Jeff. They traded Ray Allen for Jeff Green.
For Jeff Green. No.
Now that's a horrible trade if you think about it.
They traded Ray Allen for Jeff Green.
Yeah,
but think about the team that traded the 5th pick. The Boston Celtics traded the 5th pick for their 3rd player of their big 3.
Yes, they
so
did.
if you end up getting 4th,
don't just put it that way though, Pin. They traded him for an all-star at that point, the best shooter ever.
You guys
a
are
top 3 or 4 shooting guard in the
draft
NBA.
Picks that haven't really been that good in the last couple of years.
But that's not what they're saying.
What are you talking about?
Yes, they are. You guys are so high on these draft picks as if
Wemby ain't been good.
It's also the asset
You're not
benefit
getting
of it.
Wemby. You're not getting Wemby or Cooper Flag. You're not getting that. You're getting probably 12 on to 6. That's what you're getting. You're not getting the generational player.
No, you're not. You don't even know what you're
not
talking about.
necessarily.
Ron,
Why is
to
it not?
piggyback, Ron, to piggyback what you just said. So with that, I don't know. Let's say the number 9 pick, right? We end up with the number 9 pick.
You can't end up with the number 9.
Okay, so we end up with the number.
Why can't they get the number 9 pick? That's the second time you said that.
You can't move down.
The lottery is weird. You either jump into like the top 4, you stay in like 11.
Okay, so they end up so let's say that they end up with the 11th pick or the 12th pick, which, by the way, Penn, just so you know, the 12th pick was J-Dub a couple of years ago. They got that pick that was a part of the Kawhi Leonard trade that with Oklahoma City. But anyway, Ron,
you want to share my screen so that people can see what we're talking about?
I know what you mean, but so let's say that they end up with that number 11 pick, right? Let's say that they end up with the 10th or the 11th pick. Is it ridiculous to piggyback off what you said? Because the way that they putting this team together, they do need a lead guard. So if I called up the Trailblazers and said, how y'all feeling about Anthony Simons these days? How y'all feeling about Scoot these days?
That's a backcourt that won't work with Kyrie.
Right. But don't forget, I'm losing Kyrie for quite a while, so I need some insurance here, right? And is there a guy right now at the 11th pick who you think is going to be better than Anthony Simons next season? Who's going to be better than Scoot Henderson next season? So if that's the case, am I ridiculous to call up the Trailblazers and ask how you feeling about Scoot Henderson these days? Ask how you feeling about Anthony Simons these days, and see if they might be interested in dealing them. To piggyback off your point, Ron, because that's actually a good point. I didn't think about flipping that pick.
Yeah, you can flip it. I just don't think it matters as much as me going into trying to see where this team is. Like, we got to see where this team is in the most competitive form. And if that's making the playoffs in a 7-game series, I can gain momentum to say, damn, we push maybe the Oklahoma City Thunder, hypothetical. I don't think they probably push them to 7, but maybe we push the Oklahoma City Thunder to a 6-game series. Like, damn, that was competitive. What are we missing? We got Irving coming back. We got AD that's coming back. Okay, how can we rationalize what this team truly needs? I think what gets lost with all of this, we could trade this for that. We could trade this for this. We could trade this for that. What gets lost in all that shit is you don't see your team at full form, so you banking on these guys saving franchises, and it doesn't work. I've been saying this for like the last
82.
but they traded Luka Doncic, so that shit is over there.
What does that have to do with the 82 games next season? The nigga
I'm gonna tell you what it has to. I'm gonna tell you what it has. I'm gonna tell you what it has to do with it, because Derek Lively is one of those players who thrived off of Luka Doncic. They don't have a Luka on their roster to thrive off nothing. They just have to figure out what to do with Anthony Davis. You can't just put anybody with AD. Nobody in the draft can come and help AD or Kyrie. Nobody.
What you're saying right now?
They make that
Colin
immediate.
Murray Boyles can help.
Nobody.
Colin Murray Boyles can help.
If Derek Lively don't got
you
Luka
are.
Doncic to help
Penn, it's
him,
not a
then I'm
Penn.
like,
It's probably
let's
three
take
college. Penn is probably like 3 or 4 college players that I've seen. Somebody that's probably going to make an immediate impact on a winning team. It's probably 3 or 4 college players. It's not a lot of. How much is what?
How much of Colin Murray Boyles have you watched this year?
I probably haven't watched none. Number one, I probably haven't watched none of.
Why are you talking about this?
Because Penn, where's he going to get drafted at? Penn, he can help the Raptors because nobody give a fuck about the Raptors losing all their games. He can help them, but he can't help the Mavericks. He can't help the Mavericks.
I'm gonna tell you why this is nasty though, too, Jordan. Because year after year after year, draft picks have not only has the league got younger, but draft picks have been relied on to do more and more and more. So every year we're watching, and we can go through the draft right now. All of these guys have contributed. Most of these guys have contributed to their teams that have got actual playing time.
Yep. Who? That's a playoff team. Who's the playoff team?
Second round.
Okay, Jaylen. Okay.
Ahmed Thompson got drafted 2 years ago. He's helping. Asar Thompson.
All right. Are you talking? No, Penn. From last year's draft.
Okay, let's talk about the Hawks. Let's talk about the Hawks. Zachary Ricochet just dropped 35 last night. He was the number 1 overall pick. He has helped that team tremendously last year. Yeah, ninth, but he's helped it. No, I'm talking about the impact of the rookie playing on this team.
Dallas is in 10th place.
If Dallas was to pick up Zachary Ricochet this year,
Ricochet got drafted. Ricochet got drafted.
I understand that.
First, what the hell?
I'm about to go.
He would be like the 8th pick in this draft.
I'm about to go through the whole thing. Alex Sarr has been a rookie that's contributed this year. Reed Shepard, Reed Shepard, he hasn't. Jordan, we can put context behind the thing. I'm talking about rookies contributing. I'm talking about they played and they've got busy. Reed Shepard, now, although he hasn't played much, he did have his second 20-point game last night. And in the 2 games that he started, he's dropped 20, but I'll chalk
Reed to contribute to a playoff team.
We can say no for Reed. Stephon Castle has balled out for the Spurs this year.
Not a playoff team. Let's say that.
Zach would have been a playoff team.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
He
had his opportunity to make He had his opportunity to make them a playoff team. It did woulda, coulda, shoulda, didn't.
I really like the direction that Chill was going with it. Instead of, if we're going to go for the draft, use the draft as a bargaining chip for someone else. Like, use that as a trading piece for someone else, rather than looking for the draft to find someone.
What if
fill that?
See, the key is, what if I can't trade that pick?
Look, no, but there's so many teams with no future that giving them something, they will be willing to trade for it.
For example,
can I ask everybody up here? Hang on. If the Dallas Mavericks do what I'm saying, by the way, whoever the hell the owner of the Dallas Mavericks is, hire me. I'm for sale. Okay. I'll do a much better job than that dude. Let me tell you one thing. Okay. You're saying that 9% chance at a top 4 pick ain't worth giving up on the playoffs, right? 9% not good enough.
9% ain't worth for a lot of shit.
Okay,
no, it's not
perfect.
worth for a lot of
I'm so glad that you don't think very much of 9%, because a 91% negative outcome is a bad deal, right? Let me ask you a question. 2 questions, and I'm going to just need straight answers on this one. Do they have a better than 9% chance of beating the OKC Thunder?
No, I don't get. Why does that matter?
I don't think they have a 1% chance.
I understand what he's talking
about. He's saying they have a better chance of getting
9% not good enough for the draft, but apparently you got a less than 1%.
No, don't do that. Don't do that, because this is where the numbers, where the context shit doesn't matter. Because it's like you talking about a 9% chance of beating the Oklahoma City Thunder. Okay, let's say Shai Gilgeous-Alexander go get hurt in the first game.
They still ain't beating them.
But that 9% ain't 9% no more.
Okay.
Regardless of what happened with the Mavericks, they got 9%. Because that's what the playoffs is about. Kawhi Leonard got hurt for the Spurs. They got their ass dog walked after that.
Bro,
regardless what happened with the Mavericks, they got 9% of they're not gonna get that pick.
Bro,
it's not gonna happen. Dallas is not getting the number 1 pick. It's not happening.
Why
it's not
so against math? It
I
is.
know what Penn.
If there's a 2% chance,
Well,
it's a
Jordan, you
2%
gotta
chance, there's a
nerdify
1%
yourself
chance.
sometimes.
You gotta nerdify
Hell
the draft.
basketball.
There's
This is what
one-
this is right now.
Let me help. Let me help you,
This
Jordan. I'm
segment
gonna
for a
put
reason.
this on the
Bro,
screen for
we
you.
arguing about
There
9%
you go,
of the.
Jordan. Come
I'm
on.
willing to bet anything the Mavericks is not getting the number 1 pick.
Why would you bet?
Not happening. I can guarantee you that's not happening. They're
Jordan,
not getting the number 1 pick.
Nobody's saying they're gonna get the number 1 pick.
You can't guarantee.
And let me guess,
You're
you
not-
would have been the same person telling me
No,
last year
you're not doing
that the
that.
Atlanta Hawks, who made the play-in, by the way, got bounced in the play-in, just like the Mavericks
No.
are about to, that they wouldn't have gotten the number 1 pick either. I bet you were the same person. Hang on, before the draft lottery shot, where were, by the way, what percentage chance did the Chicago Bulls have when they landed Derrick Rose? The same percentage chance you're telling me that this team cannot get the number 1 pick with. It's happened before. In fact, let me ask you a question.
Why wouldn't you just make the playoffs? See how well we can play. See what we really look like competitive to make an absolute answer on what we need.
That's why.
Make
That's why
the team better.
That's why.
I keep telling you that you have 82 games to figure that shit out next year.
A lot of y'all is doing this. Hold on, chill. Because a lot of them is saying this as if Nico isn't a GM and he has to be a GM for his team so he doesn't get fired. Y'all all hate Nico, so it's easy for you to say scrap this shit next year. No, ain't no next year. I gotta make the playoffs.
So wait. You guys are telling me that if Nico goes and wins 2 playing games and gets swept by let's say he gets a game off the Thunder, that's gonna save his ass from getting fired?
No, it's not.
Why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it?
It's not.
When Taylor Jenkins and Mike Malone got fired after doing what? Have you seen Mike Malone's 10-year track record? Have you seen
That's 2 different things. That's 2 different things. Why wouldn't it save it? Because it gives the Mavericks a direction. It gives the Mavericks a direction that people are looking for. They're looking to see if this possibly could work.
So what you're trying to say is they play against the Thunder. Max Christie averages 25, and they're going to be like, "Oh, he snuck Max Christie in a trade. We'll keep him around. Good job."
I guarantee you, they will say, "Hell of a pickup." This shit happens all the time. Hell of a pickup.
That's not going
to you guys. I'm telling you, had Kyrie Irving not got hurt, this Mavericks team would be well right where they're supposed to be. So for y'all to say,
but he did,
right? And
for y'all to say, "Fuck it, take this shit, rely on the draft."
You know what? Let me tell you something. If the Mavericks win 2 road games, by the way, 1 off road games to make the playoffs, and win 1 game off the OKC Thunder, I will bet you any amount of money that if you poll the average Dallas Mavericks fan, you want that outcome for a team that you can't stand, that you've been booing for the last half season, for a team that traded away their future for older guys, or would you rather have the 12th pick? I'll guarantee you the vast majority of Dallas Mavericks say I'd rather have the
12th pick. How good do you think the 12th pick is going to be?
Derek
Lively. It is an asset. Derek Lively.
That's all.
I'm asking you. I'm asking you too. And some of y'all,
you're starting center.
All right. So I'm asking y'all this. Some of y'all might disagree with me.
OKC starting.
Okay. I'm okay with this too. And some of y'all might not disagree with me. How good do y'all think Derek Lively will be going forward for the Dallas Mavericks?
Very good.
I think he's
an incredible defender. Great short roll passer.
Defender at some point, no doubt about that. I think he could be a double guy. No doubt about that.
Okay,
and
that's fine.
As a project, you end up stealing him. But Ron, to your point, we have to see when we made this trade for a specific reason. So we have to see where we are. So
when we can want to win now.
Kawhi Leonard was the 15th overall pick. Can we remember that? Devin Booker was the 13th overall pick. You remember that?
You guys be saying this bullshit, bro. Like they got Kawhi, Paul George, Devin Booker in this draft. They don't have that.
You didn't
be saying that bullshit, man. That's some bullshit, dog. They don't got that shit in this draft. I hate when y'all do that shit. Bro, my stepdad do that shit. You do know Michael Jordan didn't start getting good until he was 23. Jaylen Green is 22. Man, like, bro, stop the bullshit, bro. They don't got that in this draft.
He ain't good. I'm getting. He ain't good.
Your dad for that one.
No, but it's like, bro, y'all. I hate when people do that. Like, you do know Kawhi Leonard was a like. Put Kawhi Leonard in his draft. It ain't been a Kawhi Leonard in the last 5 drafts, 10 drafts.
I know
you're speaking with a lot of energy about a lot of players that you haven't watched. And I'm saying as a player as a person who's watched these players, that there is a 12th or 11th pick, if you know what you're doing in this draft, that is going to be a hell of an asset and probably going to be a really big morale boost for a Mavericks fan
John
base
D at?
that feels like they have lost their future. Okay. So at some point when this, if I'm going to say if, because I'm going to give credit to AD and Kyrie, still hella players. Clay might have one more run in him. At some point, if you decide to tear this shit apart, that 12th pick is going to be something to sell your fan base on. I'm going to say this. A lot of things in the NBA come down to selling something. Either you're selling winning or you're selling hope. The Wizards right now, they're trying to sell hope. The Hornets, they're trying to sell hope. The Pelicans are trying to sell hope. Like, we get this pick, we get Cooper Flag. That's what they're doing. That's what's the fans base. I think right now the Dallas Mavericks need hope way more than they need winning. Way more.
Not necessarily. They just need Kyrie Irving back. That's it.
I just remember last summer, everybody was telling me that this draft was weak. Everybody. There's not a definitive number 1 overall pick. This is not a deep draft. Let's wait till next year, which happens to be this year, because this is the year where Cooper Flag and all it is.
You weren't listening to me, man.
This is all I'm gonna say. I'm going to give you picks 11 through 20. Some of them are, some of them are, ooh, that was a steal. And this is in 1 year.
He about to cook.
Number 11, Matas Buzelis.
Up.
Dope.
I'm sure Dallas would drool to have him.
He's dope.
Number 12, Nikola Topic. Now
Mars, hand me the kid, Mars. Give me the kid, Mars.
We haven't seen him yet, but the way they talk about him, you would think he was the next coming of
We
Jesus.
haven't seen him yet. The Mavericks fuck around and pick that they won't see next year.
Hold on, let me keep going. Devin Carter. Now, he played limited minutes, but in the minutes he's played, I've watched him play for the Sacramento Kings. He looks fabulous.
He don't play on
What's
the
his
play.
per 100?
But look though. We can say Devin Carter's a miss.
He averages like close to 10 rebounds per 100 possessions. So
He play on the playing team. That's what the
he's a defensive player. He's athletic and all of that good stuff. But let's say Devin Carter's a miss. Cool, Devin Carter's a miss. The first two I gave you, Matas is a hit. Nikola, we don't know yet. Devin Carter, but let me keep going. At number 14, Bub Carrington.
Nah, he plays for the Washington Wizards. Get a lot of minutes.
Matter. No, we're talking about
it does matter. Motherfucker play for the Washington Wizards. That shit you can look good on the fucking Washington Wizards and then get on another team and look trash.
He's looked trash on the trash team.
We can't compare him to another team.
He hasn't been
for
good.
A rookie. All right, so we can say Bub's a miss.
No,
he will be fine, but he's young. He's young.
Keep going,
he's really
Ron.
young.
Keep going, Ron.
I think he's looked great this year. But number 15, and this is no denying this. If you say that this isn't a good pick, you're clearly just hating. Khalil Ware.
Ding, 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 ding. You're a winner.
Awesome.
100% starter. Awesome. Yes, sir.
Can we keep going? Because Jordan, because now I'm finna catch you in your own trap.
McCain.
No, I'm finna catch you in your own trap. Remember we did a little PCL debate? Who's the rookie? Who is the best rookie? Not who's the rookie of the year. Who's the best rookie in this class? Well, at number 16, the Philadelphia 76ers, they got Jared McCain. Huh?
Based on this, couldn't Dallas go in the playoffs, lose to OKC, get the 15th pick, and get Jared McCain?
Yeah, but I'm saying you want a higher pick no matter what, though.
So you have
the higher the more value.
Jordan,
you just have more options to get, but also you have more. It's more of an asset when you
keep going, Ron. Don't stop there, Ron. Keep going.
Yes, but what if they don't get that pick?
17 was Dalton Connect. 18 was
Dalton Connect does not play.
Yes, he does.
What are you talking about?
Yes, he looks damn good when he plays.
He almost just got traded for their center, but then the center failed.
He almost just got traded.
Wait. He almost got traded for a starting center? No way they can trade the 17 overall pick for a starting level center that can potentially take him to the championship.
Tristan Da Silva playing major rotation.
God, he almost got traded because of
minutes for a playoff team.
Ron
Number 19,
why he the
Jacoby
host.
Walter, who honestly has looked amazing. Jacoby's been amazing.
Hopefully he can get to host in a recent Superchats. I don't know why we're still doing this. It's been like 14 minutes on this.
Crazy.
Like, god damn.
Ron sparing us.
And we also got to find.
I just want to know how many minutes. How many minutes you think Dalton Connect's gonna play in the playoffs?
He's gonna play.
If they up by like 20, he's gonna get some burn in the fourth.
There you go. So it's not crazy when I said that, but he's not gonna play.
Okay, right? But if they had picked Khalil Ware, that would have been their starting center. So,
If, woulda, coulda, shoulda, bro, just make the playoffs so we can take that into next season. I don't know where y'all get this losing mentality shit from.
I'm
Just fucking lose. Like, bro, I don't get this shit, bro. Like, y'all got this losing mentality, like as if reward losing. Yeah, man, let's just lose like that's a track record. Bro, we watched the Rockets who bust their ass last year to try to make the playoffs last year. They're the number 2 seed in the Western Conference. Are you surprised? Because they had momentum. They saw what their team could do. So they came back and said, bro, we looked really good. We fell short, but now we better. They didn't just say, oh, fuck it. If we can just lose, how about we just tank?
You ever heard the statement?
That shit don't work, bro. Like, I don't get that shit, bro. And y'all keep doing that same shit every year. You end up like Philly. You're going to end up like the process been for 30 fucking years and it's over. Like, bro, that shit don't work. Just win. So you can take the Suns did it the year in the bubble. The Suns bust their ass for no reason in the bubble. They won their 3 games. They went they went 8-0 in the bubble. Didn't make the playoffs. The next year they went to the finals.
It didn't work for OKC. It didn't work for the. Okay, let me ask you a question.
Wait, Penn. For someone who loves numbers so much, if one team does it and it works for them, but like 10 other teams tried and it doesn't.
30 other teams. This shit don't work.
You may brand me as someone who loves numbers, but I love development, basketball philosophy, and a lot of other stuff too. And what I would say is that organizational culture plus draft assets plus hitting on your draft plus development actually does work. And if you want an example of it working, Jordan, you might want to look at your Houston Rockets. Alperen Sengun is a draft pick that they got. He was a top 20 pick. Jaylen Green,
3 guys in the same draft.
Okay. Yeah. Jaylen Green, number 2 pick. Amen Thompson, number 3 pick. Okay. So sorry, my bad. Number 4 pick. So when you looking at hitting on these draft picks, there's a huge plus on it. Right now, if you decided, I'm not saying you should, if you decided to try to trade Amen Thompson, you would get like 7 picks or 6 picks.
Try to trade him.
I'm not saying they should trade him. I'm saying if you wanted to trade him, that's the conversion of the asset.
But also let's talk about the context too, though, Payton, let's talk about the context too, though. The Rockets wasn't in the same situation as Dallas, where they had a guy that was hurt that's coming back next year. The Rockets was under Steven Silas, where it was fucking circus in there, and they had a bunch of young guys. They was the youngest team in the NBA. So when they hired a coach and said, "Let's try our best to see what we have," they won 41 games last year. This year they come back. Now they're the 2nd seed in the West. They didn't say, "Hey, we're not going to make the playoffs last year. Let's try to tank for Alex Sarr or Ricochet or maybe the 12th pick Bob Carrington." They didn't do that shit.
I don't know why you're trolling this. Most of the teams.
I'm not trolling. I'm serious. Just try to win,
bro. Most of the teams that are successful in the league right now, whether with the exception of OKC, who got their franchise player via a trade. I mean, even when you consider how OKC built, Chet was the 2nd overall pick. Jalen Williams was the 12th overall pick.
But they weren't tanking.
What the hell are we doing here?
They shut down
tanked for years.
I mean,
they had Al Horford's contract. What are we doing here? We're just reinventing history. You're not locked in. What about the Orlando Magic? What about the Orlando Magic? Jalen Suggs, 5th overall pick. Paolo, 1st overall pick. Franz, 8th. That's a lottery pick. They tanked.
None of those teams.
What about the Detroit Pistons?
In the position of the Dallas Mavericks, where they got Kyrie Irving coming back. Yeah, None of them.
I'm gonna say this: the winning stuff that you're talking about.
Anthony Davis coming back.
All this winning experience. AD don't need it, bro. He already won a championship. AD ain't getting a boost from getting.
But he was also traded for Luka.
Why would he want another championship? Why wouldn't AD want another championship?
They ain't winning a championship. I got literally a better chance of being elected your next president than they got winning a championship.
You literally don't. You literally don't. You got a 0%
chance. Oh wait, no. Wasn't he born? No.
I wasn't born in the United States. That's what I'm saying. I got 0% chance.
Yeah, but they don't got a pin. All they need is a Kyrie Irving back. This would be a whole different team. Like, I think y'all missing the point of, I just gave y'all a clear example. I gave y'all 2. The Suns go 8-0 in the bubble where they didn't have to. The next year they go to the finals.
They ended up trading for Chris Paul. They're in the NBA championship the next year.
Well,
because
in order for them to get
also
to that
what
point,
teams do, what if Kevin Durant says, "Bro, this Mavericks team just won 1 game against the Oklahoma City Thunder"?
If I become president, I'm sending the Dallas Mavericks to the G League. That's it.
What the fuck? See, this is a different argument now. This is a different argument.
I'm gonna make one call to Adam Silver. Send them down there. They don't deserve this shit.
Somebody just said who I think Kyrie Irving is. that you see how crazy people be sometimes. You see how crazy people be when you.
I mean,
when
coming off an ACL tear though, man.
It's
That
okay.
makes a
33.
Now we just gonna overlook Kyrie Irving for the number 12 pick in the draft. Fuck it.
No. I'm
They
like
already
in the
did it.
middle.
Kyrie
I'm
did
like
it
in
when
the
he was
middle of
healthy.
this. I'm like in the middle where it's like I see both sides. I think there's pros and cons to both sides.
I don't
And
think it's no cons to lose.
Host Kenny, we need you to be. Yes, you're sitting in the host chair right now. We need you to be the voice of reason, like the host typically is.
Oh, if that's the case, I'm gonna pick Penn's side and just double down, and then just be like, you know what? Not only do they need a tank, they need to trade away all their assets, and they need to go get Kevin Durant right now. Like just trade away everything, trade away your future, trade away all your bench pieces, and then there you go. Boom.
Wow.
Shut it down. Just full send. Shut everything down.
You are definitely not on
crashing
my side
out.
then. You are definitely not on my side then. I would
I'm
not
with
do
you.
that.
I'm with you, Kenny. But all right, fellas. Before we get into these super chats, I do want to play one more game. Now, you guys see that this is the playoff standing. Can you guys tell us what you would like to happen or what you believe is going to happen over these next couple games here in the West?
I think the Warriors. Well, I want to happen. So,
I think the Warriors win these two games. I do. I think they beat Portland, and I think they beat the Clippers. I think they stay out of the play-in tournament.
Man, because the Warriors got bad looking at play-in tournament, boy.
Yeah, I think I think they win these two games, and I think they stay out of the play-in tournament. I think Minnesota ends up because they got New Orleans and Utah at the end of the season. I don't think that they lose those two games. I think they end up in that 7th spot. I think that Memphis loses tonight. I think they end up in that 8th spot in the play-in tournament, and I think that they end up losing to Minnesota, and Minnesota secures that 7th spot.
So I'm gonna tell y'all how the West is gonna play out right now.
Okay, let's go.
Right now, it's gonna stay pretty much just like this as far as seeding goes, except when this is gonna be the first time. So the play-in everything ends up just like this. Minnesota 8, Memphis 7, everything goes like this, and this is gonna be the first time.
Into the playoffs. Like, what the heck?
No, I didn't say that. It's gonna stay just like this. 8th seed to Minnesota, 7th seed Memphis. And this is gonna be the first time ever where it's just straight upsets. I'm talking about Minnesota beats
None of the better seeds win. Is what you say.
Minnesota beats OKC in the first round. Memphis beats Houston in the first round.
Damn.
Golden State beats LA in the first round. The Clippers beat Denver
upset.
in the first round. All 4.
Damn,
That'd be nice. Actually, that'd be dope. That'd be dope to see.
Hell no, that's not dope. What the hell?
That's dope to
Hell
see.
no.
That'd be dope to
No
see.
way. Now, if everyone but the 2 seed, yeah, I'm with you. But nah, we good on that.
I can
Shout out, Big
guarantee it.
Come on,
Shout out,
Curry.
Big
Bring
Eye.
home number 5. Bring home number 5
No, we
Any
good.
other predictions or what you guys would like to see?
in the West.
Yeah, I mean the East is pretty much set.
Yeah.
So more so the West.
Not necessarily for the last 2 games, but once the play-in tournament, I want Memphis and Rockets, and I actually want Sacramento against OKC.
No, I don't want that. I don't want the Oklahoma City to have an easy.
Okay, see, don't want that either. You ain't the only one.
Oklahoma City don't want to have. I don't want Oklahoma City to have an easy one.
DeMar gonna average like 12 turnovers a game.
Oh my God! Why are we gonna do that to DeMar? DeMar said DeMar hated. You know.
The more I say it, the more I like it.
Oh, hey, speaking of which, fun fact, Jonas Valanciunas has been in the last, I think, 4 play-in tournaments
since 2020.
And also, I came across something on social media. I don't know if it was Twitter, TikTok, wherever. One of them. But I guess now the play-in tournament is called the DeMar DeRozan Invitational. So shout out to the DeRozan Invitational. If you make it, best of luck to you. But all right, fellas, let's get into these super chats. We got a lot and we got some good ones. So let's start with Marcus Little. Marcus Little said, "I'm glad y'all got rid of that Trump supporter Haley?
You don't
Mad for the
proofread these?
platform?
You don't proofread these?
Who's Haley?
Clearly, he
Who's
doesn't.
Haley?
Yeah,
You don't know
Haley was on.
Haley?
Haley used to be on Fluent and Chill. She's dope. So he don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, H.
Who's
H.
that?
Run don't proofread anything.
Yeah.
What
Haley
was wrong
on,
with that?
You ain't finished it, Ron. So what
I
was
did
wrong
finish
with it?
it. I said the whole
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
What's wrong with being? What's wrong with being? What's wrong with Trump supporting basketball? Like, how
Please, yeah, just.
I'm just trying to save you, man.
for what?
Let's just move on. Move on. Next super chat.
From yourself.
Next super chat.
Y'all need to stand on y'all nuts. I don't need no saving. I'm a grown ass man. What's wrong? We talking about basketball.
What's wrong with liking your president? He's the president.
What's wrong with y'all? I didn't say I like him. I didn't say I like him or I dislike him. I just said what's wrong with that and talking about basketball.
Y'all like just at the cliff and you're like, why not just dive off of it? Let's just do that.
Oh, if somebody push me, we're gonna have a problem. So don't push me.
You're not diving off a cliff when you say what's wrong with liking the president of the country.
Yeah, I didn't say I dislike him or like him. I didn't say nothing. I just said what's that to do with basketball?
As one of these people who's in another country right now, facing the consequences of that president, I tell you, that's not a very popular take on the world.
Y'all world, it could be a popular one in this world. I mean,
Ron, look what you started, Ron. Can we focus? We got other stuff to do, Ron.
It's a very polarizing topic, bro.
Yeah, it's polarizing for a lot of people. It is what it is.
Personally, life is grand. All right, I don't see what's the issue.
I don't know why people act like y'all, bro.
No problem.
Y'all boys,
Ain't nothing wrong with a little Terry.
You know, I just don't like bully. I don't like the bullying people to make people like think that you're supposed to believe some shit that everybody else believe. If I don't believe it, I don't believe it. Go to hell. I don't give a damn. You're not gonna bully me into saying like, oh, you better not say that. You better not say that. It hurts people's feelings. What if I looked you dead in your eyes and said, fuck your feelings? It is what it is.
World peace was super chat.
I'm dead ass serious. Like I hate when people just do that. Like it's like, bro, you're not the only person on the planet. Let's live in our own how we think. Everybody else, like all of this, think like me, bro. I'm not a slave in the mind to nobody, bro. I don't think like nobody. I think what I want to think, and we can have a discussion about it. That's it. All of this shit y'all be doing is kind of weird to me, bro. I don't like that shit.
And Jordan, you had a discussion last night, and you cooked Mars based on what he thinks.
Bro,
so we'll see what the judges think.
Wanting to keep politics out of sports talk isn't the worst idea in the world. Personally, I'm for it. Politics has infiltrated everything in our lives.
I don't have a problem talking politics. It's just that we got other shit to tend to. That's all.
Yeah. No, I was just chill to your point. I wasn't saying let's bring it into it. I was just saying based off what somebody believe politically don't mean that they can't talk basketball. Like at that point, you being too silly.
Well, yo,
that's what the super chat was saying.
I don't want to get into politics. All I want is world peace. A super chat from World Peace. World Peace said, "Did y'all believe in Ricky Rubio hype in Mars? Where do you rank this playmaking?"
I like Ricky Rubio.
Yeah, he was dope.
Westbrook.
I'm higher on his passing than his playmaking. Very, very good passer. Playmaking, yeah. But also one of the worst scorers I've ever seen in the NBA. But
and let's not act
good
like
defender too, Mars. Don't think he was.
Yeah, he could defend. Yeah.
Let's not act like the hype. Let's not act like the hype wasn't there with him coming in during the Olympics.
Crazy.
It was nuts. Yeah. Like he was going to be a really good point guard coming into the league. Really good. He was. I think
people look better on him if he just wasn't taken ahead of Curry. I think he'd look better. People look better at him.
I can't believe Minnesota drafted him and Johnny Flynn.
It wasn't even a question too between Steph and it wasn't even a conversation between Steph and Rubio.
No, it wasn't.
You knew Rubio was the first.
I don't think anyone questioned it.
Y'all remember how good him and Johnny Flynn were though? All right, Johnny was all right. Johnny Flynn was nasty. All right.
At Syracuse, he was good. League.
That's what I'm talking about. We're talking about the draft. The reason he got drafted.
Got him drafted.
If y'all watched him at Syracuse, y'all know why he got drafted there.
And I'm telling y'all, if had Brandon Jennings went to Arizona,
I'll tell you right now,
he might have been
Walter Clayton Jr. in this draft is going to be really good.
I think so too. I think people need to take that into consideration when drafting players. I'm all about drafting winners. I feel like
think Walter gonna be good?
Yeah,
you know where they got him slotted to get drafted at?
12, huh? 12, huh? I'm surprised. I'm fucking surprised. 12.
Is that the 6'2" guard?
12
from Florida.
Yeah, 6'2" point. Look, man,
they were saying he's 6'4".
He's small.
I don't think
Walter
so.
Clayton kind of small.
Like
he look like
one thing that you miss on TV that you catch when you watch these guys live, and I haven't watched Walter Clayton live, but I was zoned in on him a lot in high school, and he was a 0-star recruit, if I'm not mistaken.
0. They got him from Iona.
Yeah. So now, as
Rick
the best
Pitino
player
was
in the
his coach.
Final Four, the most outstanding player in the Final Four, the one thing that I really hone in on with him is his eyes. Bro, every great player you see when they lock in, they don't dart around. They're not looking everywhere. They're not fazed by the noise. He played in front of like 40, 50,000 people and was just stoic. He wasn't moved. He wasn't phased. His team got down 10.
Use that as a evaluator for drafting him. I mean,
well, here's the thing. There's actually, and I'll send you the literature after, Jordan, if you want to hit me up for it. But there's a lot of literature that says that great players see differently than non-great
send that to me
players.
because I'm gonna get that speech to my team like I made it up. So send it to me.
Like when you look at Steph Curry, there's actually proof to say that Steph Curry looks at the rim better and longer than most shooters. Same thing with Ray Allen.
I don't know. I might disagree.
I can see longer. What does better mean?
When you look forward, this I'm sorry if I'm going to float into the memories of memory stuff. It's not quite that deep. But when you look forward, right, you got the rim, right, but you also got a whole bunch of other shit. Like our eyes are very much like lenses, right? 100%. So we got to hone in and focus. So we got an entire field of vision. There's like 29 feet between you and the rim when you're Steph Curry coming off a peel. So you got defenders coming at you from the left. You got defenders coming at you on the right. You got crowd. You got stadium. You got the refs. You got the line beneath your feet. So now you got the ball in your hands, which is muscle memory, and you got the rim. What's the most important thing? The rim. What's everyone trying to get you to do? Not see the rim. So basically, he sees the rim better than any player.
I don't know.
I get what he's saying. I get what he's saying.
I get what you're saying, but I just want to know, how could you possibly know that? How could you possibly calculate? How could you possibly calculate if I see the rim better than this person sees the rim? Now longer, I can find a way to get there.
No, there's
because Ox right now, when you look forward, right? Like right now, look at the screen, right?
I'm looking.
Look at him in his eyes, Ox, right now. Look at him in his eyes.
Come on, Jordan. But there's other stuff in your periphery, right? There's your mic, right? When you're rattled in an NBA game, your eyes start to dart. We all have seen it. When the game is a little bit fast, you see a rookie out there, their eyes start darting a little bit. They start looking around too much. That we were talking about Rocky and Creed the other day. Eye of the tiger, bro. When you see it, lock in. Kobe Bryant, that Mamba mentality when he said, "Yo, that rim looks like."
But what's the formula?
Hey, no. To answer your question, Knox, there's actual like medical technology.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool, Kenny. I'm not saying that there isn't. I just want to know, what is it? What's the formula?
It ain't the formula. It ain't no formula.
So it's not a formula, but what they can do, they can test this by putting you into a room. And they can have an object that you focus on. You do this when you go to get your eye exams, things of that nature.
Right.
And then they can have like flashing images, other images that you're not supposed to be focusing on, darting around everything like that, and how well your eyes stay fixed on that specific indicator is what they're gauging. They can gauge that by how much your eyes open and things of that nature.
You're telling me that they took Clayton Jr. and did this with him?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
hold on, Ron. I want to say this. I want to say this one thing, because I've been waiting to say it. A lot of y'all are saying that, but I'm willing to bet that a lot of free throw shooters, a lot of times, are really fucking bad at free throws because they stare at the rim way too long. Like, I'm willing to bet. I've tested this out probably 50 times. Like, a lot of times you're staring at your target. It's very hard for people to focus when everything in your life is making you having a short attention.
You mean like Giannis? Like Giannis, for example? Like Giannis,
doing that shit too long. So when I'm training a kid, I tell them all the time, like when I notice they're bad free throw shooters, the number one thing I change is how long they stare at the rim. So I tell them, look at the rim first, look down, go through your routine. When you're ready to shoot again, look for about a second, shoot it. They always almost significantly become better free throw shooters by doing that. So some of that shit y'all saying, it's cool and all, but I've actually tested it out. Sometimes looking at the rim too long, you just can't concentrate that long.
No, I get you. I'm the same way. I play volleyball, and I could tell you I'm way better at spiking the ball when I don't wear my glasses because I have less time to look at the ball. If I'm watching the ball go up from a set and then back down, I mess my entire timing up. But I take my glasses off, I can't really see the ball until right when I need to see it, and I'm way better at hitting
ready
the
to
ball from
roll
there.
out.
You've seen Steph do the light test, right? You've seen him do that.
Steph is an anomaly, though. I don't know. We should be talking about Steph. Like, that's
Fellas, we got to move on though. I got a shit ton of super chats, and then we still have to reveal who's going to be making it to the next round.
Yeah, I was delaying it because I'm nervous.
What you was meant to do an hour and a half ago?
Yeah, at 12 o'clock. But I'm delaying it because I'm nervous, Mars. That's all.
I mean, the
Because
results.
as soon as I get the results that I don't want, I'm quitting. Yeah, as soon as we get the results that I want, I'm just logging out.
Nixon 6 said the Pistons are a sorry losing organization. You lucked into a win because we had OG and Hart out. Can y'all rank the top 10 players in the Knicks versus Pistons series? I don't know if the Pistons even have 2 or 3 guys.
You know what this sounded to me like?
Cade is top 10.
That sounds like someone who's really butthurt.
Yes, this sounds like somebody that's trying to get a mental edge because he ain't really feeling having to play the Detroit Pistons. So he's trying to do what he can to get a mental edge. That's what that sounds like to me.
Pistons, I would take the Pistons in 6.
W butthurt. Next one.
All right, Conscious E and Eastside General.
Shout out to Eastside.
Became YouTube members today. Shout out to those two. And then I got a super chat from Superman Real. Real said, real stat since the 02 season, every NBA champ has been top 10 in teams' field goal percentage differential. The Celtics are not there with 2 games left. Also, PCL semis were a pay-per-view bout yesterday. All great opponents. Are you worried about the Celtics because of this?
Thank you, sir.
No, but I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
that's a really cool stat. I think the Celtics should just. I slept on them a little bit earlier, but I feel like they were just ramping up. They weren't taking this serious. They're playing better at the right time.
I think they're
still going to win 60 games. So. Yeah.
Lacando sent through a super chat and said, "Hi, PC. I've been watching since 2021 with the OG lineup. Shout out the GOAT lineup." He said, "But I haven't had time to watch live in a minute with this corporate lifestyle. Who's the better playmaker out of KD and Giannis?"
Giannis. Just the fact that he can put so much pressure on the rim, he's just by default going to be a better playmaker.
And on defense, too.
Yeah, you do factor that in. I'll be forgetting about that.
And in the mid-range.
Shout out to Tyrese Maxey.
Ron, relax on the mid-range with Giannis and KD. Ron, relax. Okay?
Don't do that shit today,
man. James Harden.
Still trying to make his way to the finals, Mars. Stop bringing up shit like that, man.
Sure, I got
that
news
shit
for
was
you.
so past him.
You made it to the finals.
He redeemed himself yesterday. Well, I don't know.
Oh, no, for sure.
He redeemed himself when he fought against one of the nerd sesh guys that y'all think is unbelievable. But shout out to me and Chill for getting them packed up. But, shoit happens.
Why nerd sesh? Why is nerd sesh catching strays here? Nerd sesh is good.
Yeah, that was a crazy stray.
Yeah, strays my ass. I've been getting strays since I came up here. Shit, welcome to the
No,
club.
you've been in the scope.
No, that's direct. Yeah.
These directed.
Ron, as you were saying, Ron, I'm sorry if we got thrown.
Go ahead, Most Small. Go ahead.
As you were saying, Ron.
MP13 said, "Question for Ox. What's the ratio of strength to conditioning?
Coordination.
What's the ratio of strength to coordination?"
Ron, you need glasses, Ron?
Yeah, man. Chill.
He needs
Why don't you wear your glasses, Ron? If it's okay, I got glasses.
Chill. Here's the thing. First off, I'd be embarrassed to wear my glasses. I got bullied as a kid.
What for?
But also,
you need glasses. So what?
Also, chill.
Put your glasses on, 4 eyes.
Nah. Well, here's the thing. I'm not walking.
Oh shit, my bad.
I'm not walking play junior.
You can't lock in.
When I have to read super chats, I get nervous, so I be all over the place.
Yeah.
So
you want me to read them?
Ron, I can tell you right now.
Real fast.
They just need to be read, man.
When you put your glasses on,
when I be reading the super chats, I get nervous and stuff.
When you put your glasses on,
Ron was one of them kids when they was doing them 4th grade reading tests where Ron.
See, and this
Ron,
you see what I'm saying?
When you put your glasses on, Ron, there's a level of confidence that you have when you start to see in high definition, brother.
Hey, chill. Ron was
Shit.
Come on, Ron, let's do this. I gotta get to the gym, brother.
Question for Ox. What's the ratio of strength to coordination that you need to consistently operate in the post? Because I see Rudy trying to use force and physical advantages, but it looks sloppy.
I guess that depends on your style of play, or you know what I'm saying, what type of player you are. If you're a brute, then you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be a little more slow moving, more physical, or if you're just a finesse guy. So I guess that just depends on how you like to play basketball. I can't say for sure. See, me personally, I was always a mix of both. You know what I'm saying? the perfect basketball player, if you will. But I don't know. That's up to you.
Bro, I'm glad you didn't let me cook up because that shit would have carried me crying for a long time. I'm just glad you didn't let me cook.
I think it comes down to footwork, to be honest.
Footwork matters too. Yes, it does.
In the post, it really does.
How
Hakeem has
balanced
great
you are.
footwork.
How balanced you are. 100%.
Hakeem, Pascal,
Yeah,
like, basically, if
you
you're a young
brought up
kid,
Hakeem.
yeah, if you're a kid who is trying to get like your post work up, start playing soccer real fast.
Yep.
Gonna help you a lot.
Marcus Little said, "Who wins 1-on-1, Prime Chill or Killian Hayes?"
Chill.
Who
you got?
Shit, chill. I can't go against nobody that cooked me. Shit, chill. Fuck it. It is what it is. Hey, you beat me. Killian Hayes ain't never beat me. Fuck it. Chill, got it.
Chill, you were great. Were you a great defender?
I was a really good defender. I can defend. Yes, I could.
And he can't shoot, so that's perfect.
And I was switchable too.
I'll take Chill.
Marcus Little has another 1-on-1 for you guys. Who wins 1-on-1, Prime Chill or Prime Asia Wilson?
Ox, I'm sorry.
Come on.
Ox, I am so sorry.
Chill might win now. Shit, I don't know what the hell y'all talking about.
Chill might win now. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
For real.
You
No,
know
we
what?
ain't doing that.
Shit.
No, we're not doing that.
Shit.
Well, all I'm saying
will be heard all around the world.
All I'm saying is that Asia beat Killian Hayes too. That's all I'm saying.
Nah, I got it.
Right, so Chill running the table. That's all I'm hearing.
I got Asia cooking Killian.
All right, moving along. I got another super chat from Masinko. Masinko said, I know this is extremely random, but I think the masses underrate Atlanta and Charlotte. Dwight Howard a lot.
Wasn't he hurt?
Not really. For Atlanta, I think so.
He started
Charlotte. He was hurt for Charlotte.
He started dealing with injuries like relatively frequently, like once he got to Houston. But he was still like Dwight Howard was still viable up until like he was still viable in the 2020 Lakers, but like 2017, 2018,
17, 18.
Like Dwight Howard was still decent. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, Mars, and I don't know the stat for a fact, I think Dwight Howard led the league in rebounding when he was in Charlotte, and if he didn't, he was in the top 2 or top 3.
Drummond was around, so I'd assume he didn't, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was top 3.
Shit, all them damn bricks over there, you gotta grab some shit.
2018 Charlotte lost Kemba, man. Kemba was making some shots.
Tom. Shit, it's okay.
You beat me to it. I was thinking about it.
Hey,
you averaged 12.5 a game.
Drummond was probably averaging like
17 or some goofy shit.
Yeah,
like that.
shit. This shit they was doing in Detroit. Blake Griffin shooting all them damn bricks shit. But I like that Blake, but shit, that shit come off hard. Drummond got
Drummond average 2018, 16. Yeah,
you averaged 16.
So Dwight was doing great, but Andre Drummond was missing layups on purpose. So
Moses Malone.
I'm telling you that.
Let's go, Ron. We ain't getting
we can move on.
Pip named Slickback said, it's funny that when we are talking about risk, Chill and Jordan don't seem to factor in the risk of AD getting injured again.
Mm-hmm.
You are risking that and a lower pick for vibes? Come on, man.
Okay, well, first of all, number one, really quickly.
Injury in a long time.
No, that's number one. He's played over 90% of the games, on his way to doing that this season. But he was the one who asked to come back this year. It wasn't like they shelved him because he was consistently injured. On top of that, this is the same injury he was dealing with last year when he was hurt, and he played almost 90% of the games. So, again, the idea of seeing what you have is the most important part.
There you go. That's it. I don't even got to respond. Leave it here.
Either way, it's a bad.
Let me jump in there then, because AD asking to come back should hold no weight in the decision on whether or not he comes back. You know what I'm saying? Like, why not? Because sometimes you got to save people from themselves, Chill.
Sure.
I don't think he needs to be saved, though. His injury ain't that bad. He don't need to be saved.
It ain't that bad yet until it is bad. It ain't bad until it's bad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, look. Now, my thing is, Kyrie don't tear his ACL. Boom. As soon as AD's healthy, we rocking. You know, Derek Lively, Gafford, everybody, we going. Because if Kyrie was healthy, I think this team would have a legitimate shot in making a deep playoff run. But he's not. And since he's not healthy, Anthony Davis, if I'm anywhere in that organization, with any power, he's never touching that hardwood this season. It never happens.
Yeah.
I think either I was listening to what y'all was saying, and I 120% agree with I think Penn. It was Penn on saying I 100% agree with that. We're not playing around with any Anthony Davis injuries, especially because Kyrie's already injured. Now imagine how much it gets exponentially worse if Anthony Davis goes out there and tears something in one of his knees, it goes from shit to diarrhea.
I mean, he
You know
did
what
that
I'm
shit
saying?
in game 1 at 82.
Dysentery.
Well,
We
we
can
can't.
same
We,
shit.
yeah,
I mean, but
that-
that's easy coming from a Kings fan. I feel you though. I would be.
This has nothing to do with fan. This should be coming from a logical thinker.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I
100%.
thought y'all was logical thinkers, not just fans of a basketball
No,
team.
that's fair.
I'm talking about what makes sense. I'm not going off of vibes. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not going off of vibes either.
I'm not going off of vibes.
I'm not going off of vibes either.
I'm not
No,
trying to
I'm not.
sound cool. I'm thinking about what actually makes sense to this franchise. Kyrie's hurt. We have zero action, no action whatsoever.
Yo, not to them guys in that locker room.
It don't matter. Damn that locker room.
What are you going to get by beating the Raptors tonight? What are you going to get by beating the Raptors?
What makes sense,
you're going to get votes
Super
from the fans?
You can't always cut off the conversation when it comes to making sense.
We debated on this for damn near an hour, y'all. We got to move on. Almighty Scambo.
You should have cut that off earlier because they playing checkers. Me and Pim playing chess.
You and Pin.
Me and Pim, we playing chess. Them two over there, them two dudes over there.
Yeah,
I'm wondering, do y'all listen to hoops or do y'all just skim through it?
Yeah, we moving our night. We moving our pawns. They just be like,
they playing shoots and ladders for real. They playing shoots and ladders.
Now I got to disrespect Penn and Ox because I watched the Raptors and Kings just like how I do Playboy Cardi album.
Do I play for the Raptors?
Almighty I'm about to just start removing people. I gotta read these super chats. Almighty Scambo said, where do y'all think future 2025 finals MVP Ty Jerome ranks in the 6 man of the year race? Also, L Jordan, Dub Bozos? Jordan, what you do?
I don't know. I call people bozos, I guess. Shit. I guess W something though.
Scambo.
Is Ty Jerome 6 man of the year?
Probably
Considering the minutes played, no. He can't.
Payton Pritchard, man.
All right.
He's not their first guy off the bench. He just became their first guy off the bench, but keep going.
Jordan West became a YouTube member, and so did Marcus Little. If you haven't become a YouTube member, become a YouTube member. And if you're not a Hall of Famer, be a GOAT like Kenny and become a Hall of Famer. All right. OG Team sent through a super chat and said the fact that the Knicks are above average defensive team with McHale, Brunson, Hart, and Cat at center, OG deserves to be all NBA defensive team.
I think he deserves to be. I don't think he's
make
going
the
to. I think he's that caliber of defender, but I don't think he's going to make it.
I'll be real interested to see when these votes come out, which way that they're going to sway. I'm real interested to see this year, especially considering that it's positionless.
Hey, does OG already have a couple?
Yeah, he made it. Not last year, but the year before last. He made all defense.
Mm-hmm.
Just once. That's it.
I think I want to say twice, but I know for a fact it's once.
One 2023.
Never mind.
OG deserves better than that.
All right. Lowe's ashy left butt cheek sent through a super chat and said Luka's about to recruit all his boys.
The ashy is silent.
Luka's about to recruit all his boys from Dallas to come to LA in the next couple seasons. Gafford and PJ already on the way. Lakers in 5.
Can they afford them?
When it's the Lakers, salary cap and second apron don't exist. They make it work.
Yes, it does.
Jaleel West said, fun fact, the Suns are the only team that will miss the playoffs, the play-in, and the draft lottery while being in the second apron.
Garbage.
Trash.
They're not in an ideal situation.
All right. OG Team became a YouTube member today. U Runnings 5.7 said KPJ is so good for the Bucks. He's the X factor in the playoffs. 206 in the building. Nah, 206 isn't in the building and KPJ sucks. Let's move on.
Okay.
Classic said the Wolves need to use Ant like 2015 Steph. Ant will be so lethal off the ball with his abilities to shoot and athleticism.
Not to nerdify playing off ball, but it takes a certain skill set to be able to
100%
do what Steph does.
100%. And Ant's a rhythm shooter. He has to have the ball in his hand a lot. He's still a good catch and shoot guy, but he's a better off the dribble shooter than he is a catch and shoot guy.
If Ant could learn how to move off the ball anywhere close to Steph,
not even close to Steph, just be efficient off the ball, which is kind of nuts because as the 2 guard, I play off the ball.
Yeah, he play on the ball a pretty lot though.
Yeah, the game changed a little bit.
Just too much standing.
Has ball.
Just a lot, way too much standing and watching. And then another thing that's very big is not being ready to shoot. Like when you're off ball, you can't just be moving and just like standing up straight, hands not ready. Like you got to be, you know what I'm saying? You got to have your hands up, ready to shoot. Your feet got to be ready so that you don't got to catch the ball and then do this. You got to be able to step into the pass, step into the shot, catch it, bow, knock it in. Like you're wasting so much time. There's a lot that goes into it, not just running around with like a chicken with your head cut off.
All right.
Chris the GOAT became a YouTube member. Shout out to the GOAT, Chris. And Your Highness Charles sent through a super chat and said, apparently the Knicks are sitting players tonight. What's your prediction if 3, 4, 5, and 6 seed is Indiana, the Knicks, the Pistons, and the Bucks?
So the same thing, just flipped. Well, I think I don't know. I actually don't know. I'm not even
Indiana can still catch the Knicks?
Yeah. They're one game back with 2 games left.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, we got action at the 3. Oh, ooh,
Me
don't let my boys
personally,
get the 3 seed.
I'd much rather stay at 4. Like Cleveland in the second round or Boston in the second round. Yeah, give me Cleveland.
How you went 3 hours of this episode without knowing that?
Because
which goes back to
because you were saying
goes back to what?
The what?
Go ahead.
Don't
Ron.
worry about it. Let's
Go
go.
ahead,
Let's go. We got results to get to, and I'm nervous. We got results to get to. Like I'm nervous. Like I ain't even gonna make that joke. That's crazy. Because then I'll be hated for another 3 months. So I ain't gonna make it. It's okay.
Jamaica's Rosclot choice said, "How good was Hassan Whiteside compared to today's bigs?" Ox, would you like to answer that? Saying that you and Hassan, y'all got a relationship.
Hassan was a player, man. Come on.
We don't have a relationship.
played in the
We
NBA.
don't have a relationship, Ron. I used to just bust his ass, but
That was before he was good. That was before he was, working.
he was an NBA player, so that's all that matters.
Oh damn.
But I don't know. Compared to today's bigs, I don't know. I don't think he's as good as like the top. He's not as good as Zubac. He's not as good.
Is he as good as what? If he had to go up against Walker Kessler, how do you like him against Kessler?
I think Walker Kessler is better than Hassan.
No. Hassan busting his ass. Stop playing with Hassan block side.
William sent through a super chat and said, "Do you guys think Juju is actually as good as her hype? I think she's like Ant, athletically gifted, but inefficient and a poor passer. Love from Nigeria." Shout out.
Damn, how much money is that?
The equivalent of about like $6, $5.
Yeah.
Damn, Mars,
it's maybe about a quarter.
Hey man, a band is a band.
No.
Band is a band, Ron. We'll take it.
Yeah, band is a van.
And Jordan, thing about that, if you want that quarter, you got to send it to your niece's auntie's little sister so she can go to Chase and cash the check for you if you want that quarter. But you go have to send it back to somebody. It's a whole process if you want.
God,
to
damn,
go.
Hey, Chase hitting.
Shout out to Nigeria though, man. That's solid, man. It's hard as hell to get them to do that. I mean, that's solid as hell. I'm serious.
And
They be in my TikTok.
Anbu Tay became a YouTube member. Shout out to Anbu D-Tay.
To give dude his $6. I'm not worried about the ACL injury. I think she'll be better. She'll be more efficient. And ACL surgery, I don't think that's a big deal. She will be better as a passer. She's a sophomore in college. She'll be better.
Yeah, she's young.
And aside from that, though, I typically don't say this, but she's such a gifted scorer that
she'll be better.
Juju, one of the players where double triple team don't mean nothing to her.
Mm-hmm. She'll be better. Not elite, but she'll be better.
Are we sure that was $6 though?
About $5, $6.
Why does it matter?
Jordan, you'll never know.
It's less than 10. It's less than 10, and it's more than 5. That's
you know how many
people
got to get their cut off for that, Jordan. You got to send that $6 all around the world.
That's what I'm saying. Like the dedication is crazy, but fuck it.
Yo, respect to
WPC.
Nigeria, man.
Gabe Too Funny said, "Are we getting the Mars versus Chill PCL finals?" I just
count me out.
I don't know yet.
Jordan, you did your thing yesterday, bro. I just want to say that. So nervous as I was super nervous when our results was coming out. I feel your nerves right now, bro. I want to say you did your thing yesterday. I am proud to have taken the L to you. You did your thing, bro.
Damn,
I think Mars would be proud. Mars would be proud to lose to me too. I think so.
Hell no.
You way bigger man than I am because I'm still pissed about my loss.
Well, I don't think I lost, but I'm proud that if I lost, it was the Jordan. You know what I'm saying? None of us up here think we lost. But Jordan did his thing, and he's been doing the same.
I can think I lost. I'm gonna just be mad as hell. Like,
right. Well, anyways, like I said though, Jordan, you did your thing yesterday.
Yeah,
you shouldn't be nervous about nothing.
Yeah, no, I'm really not nervous. I just want to know. Shit, once I know, I'm not gonna be pissed off or nothing.
Okay.
Superman Real with the super chat. Real said, real stats since 2002, 17 out of the 22 NBA champs finished top 9 in 3-point percentage differential. The five that didn't, Bron, Shaq, Giannis, and Duncan.
Damn, Superman Real on it with the stats, man. God,
yeah, I like the little stats he comes with.
He coming up with shit.
Either you have a great 3-point differential, or you have one of the most dominant interior scorers of all time.
That's what I was thinking.
That's what that implied. Kind of interesting. Mm-hmm. So Zion, you up next.
No longer Gabe. Maybe we'll see you later on.
That's no longer make you. That's him. Chill.
Focus.
Yeah.
Focus, Ron. As you were saying, Ron.
Mr. Gabe said, replace iHeart with Joakim Noah. OKC's a top 3 team all time. And Jordan, you won in my opinion.
Damn, shout out to my boy.
Already top 3 in that rating. So I mean, yeah. But yeah, I said it on Playback yesterday. Joakim Noah in today's game could be amazing.
Because he could shoot the long ball. He could definitely stretch the defense.
I would love to
shoot the long ball.
I would love to see Joakim Noah in today.
Joakim Noah, he can knock down the long ball. Yes, he did that.
Where?
I'm not subscribing to that.
With that two hand push down, yes, he can knock down the long ball.
I just
he ain't Kevin Love.
About shooting the ball.
Relax. He ain't Kevin Love. He's saying different things. I ain't saying that. He ain't Kevin Love. I ain't saying that, but
he can shoot it. Don't mean he gonna make it. Shit.
Yes. Joakim Noah in his NBA career.
We living with that shit. We living with that.
He chest passed the
dying
ball.
with the. We dying on the
Joakim
floor.
Noah in his NBA career was 0 for 16 from 3.
What the fuck?
So I don't know what 3 you scored.
Wait a minute.
I haven't seen it.
What the hell?
I haven't even seen it.
Yeah, we living with that shit.
What?
With us.
When?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not subscribing to that. I just think it'd be good in today's game.
16? I seen him
Damn, in warm-ups.
Yeah, it probably wasn't a 3 though.
Baby
it probably was a long mid range.
Or back when he was at Florida.
That shit was on a baby
He was wild as hell talking that shit. I seen Joakim Noah shoot. He might not be Kevin Love.
Shoot a gun.
Go down.
Ain't nobody saying that he Kevin Love. I ain't sitting here telling y'all that.
You see him shoot a gun? Hell, chill. He not Bill Laimbeer, Kevin Love. This man is chill. Chill. That man is arguably the worst shooter in NBA history. Arguably, like arguably.
So if that, nope. You know what? Let's get back to it, Ron.
Yeah, let's get back to it because he arguably the worst shooter in NBA history.
Look good. Like maybe there was some.
No way it looked good to a blind man. Somebody that's never seen it.
So if he can't shoot the ball, why would he be so awesome today?
Because of his passing, his switchability on defense, the high motor. I said that yesterday.
Figure that out.
Sorry that I think you can be great without shooting. My bad.
Chill. How do you think he can shoot? Did you see that shit? The way he shoot, he play marbles when he shoot. You know, I used to play marbles back in the day with the little thing like that. That's how he shoot that joint. Like, bro, what the hell is that? Chill, ain't nowhere hell. Come on, Chill. I know you was playing marbles back in the day. That was a hell of a game.
I played jacks actually.
All right, so Rockout Dude said, was trading Brooks a franchise mistake for Memphis?
I mean, I think he got scapegoated as like he was the problem, but he also did just hijack that offense from time to time, and that was bad. So yeah, he wasn't perfect, but we probably would have been better with him. But we'll take him.
Definitely a scapegoat.
Cowboy Bob said, Jordan's round 1 and 2 were Cavs talk. Mars 2 and 3 were OKC. We need more because this is 2 rounds only when it's 3 rounds. Give me more super chunk style.
I told Ron I didn't want to debate the Cavs twice. I did say that. I said I just didn't want to debate the Cavs twice.
I was trying to switch my coach, so I didn't debate OKC twice.
And because I knew you would go OKC twice. So once I seen your tweet, it kind of let me know all I need to know. I actually had some videos I was gonna put of the Thunder, but I didn't put them out because I didn't want you to get no advantage on me. But once I seen your tweet, I already knew which way you was going. So you know, I was hoping we didn't do that, but it was a cool debate regardless. I don't have no complaints. It was whatever.
MP13 said Jordan could have said he can't self-create enough to justify the volume and saved us 35 minutes.
Yeah, we did.
I mean,
have
I
a long
guess.
Payton Pritchard conversation today. God damn, we've had two just.
I guess it's a
long
debate show.
conversations.
Yeah, I mean, why do y'all want a debate show to just skim through?
Because sometimes we be debating things that just like don't need.
Shit
That don't
happen.
even right. Just like for example,
I'm responsible for that too, but
like for example, debating that Joakim Noah could shoot. Like that's not a debate. Let's kill that right now.
Oh no, yeah, hell no.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Let's kill that right now. My fault.
Yeah.
My fault.
Shout out to
Joakim. Crazy.
Shout out to Joakim doing some amazing work in Cameroon, man. He's doing some great work in Cameroon right now.
He's definitely a big time humanitarian. Yes.
Go ahead,
Joakim, and also shout out to Joe Jack. Joe Jack became a YouTube member today. Salute to Joe Jack.
Yo,
Triclops.
That's in Spanish.
Triclops said if OKC goes against the Lakers, they should run a smaller lineup and add another guard or keep the double big lineup. He's asking, should they do that? AJ Mitchell legacy game incoming.
I wouldn't go double big much against the Lakers. That's an option, but I wouldn't go to it much. And is AJ Mitchell coming back?
I didn't know he was out.
No, he's been out for basically the whole season. He ain't been there in a minute.
I'm thinking about Williams, the kid with the beard. That's what I'm thinking about.
Oh,
Kenrich Williams.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking.
Kenny Hustle.
Mm-hmm.
Pimp named Slickback said the PC chat has placed 100% tariffs on Ron, effective immediately.
Why Ron though?
Yeah, why Ron? Shout out to 100%. Jacko VX said Dallas was in a position in 2023 and Tanks for Lively, who was key the very next year in the West run. So of all teams, ...
Yeah, but they had Lucas, so it doesn't count. Let's move on.
Yeah, and they lost, so it really doesn't count.
Yep, let's go.
Yes, and they lost, so it doesn't count too. So I mean, whatever.
Love Fadina said Kobe and AI admit Ed and Ja was cooking yesterday from the jump. But admit just a little bit more to Ant. We need another Memphis versus Minnesota series.
Yeah, you'll see it in the
I don't want to hear
play-in.
any
It's a win
John
against
Morant to
Celtics.
Allen Iverson comparisons ever. That shit is so disrespectful. It's not even funny.
He ain't that disrespectful, but
It's very disrespectful.
I'm an AI guy too, but I mean,
That's a hella disrespectful. Don't put those two in the same conversation. I've been a big Josh supporter, but bro, like I've been watching him for years. I've been waiting for that game to slow down for him. Don't ever compare him to Allen Iverson. That shit is that's grinding my gears, man.
A dude told me that if the Cleveland Cavaliers win the NBA championship this year and Donovan Mitchell wins the Finals MVP, he better than Allen Iverson. I just want to put that
they
out.
lied. They fucking lied.
He's not even the best. He's not even the most important offensive player on his team. So
not at all. Yep, right. Hell no.
DB said Dallas should draft Jeremiah Fears, a less athletic John Wall with a better three ball, in my opinion.
How you a less athletic John Wall? I mean, I don't know.
I don't think they play.
You take
like
John Wall and then you down
nothing
him by 10%. Jeremiah's awesome. He's a really good player. But
Really good kid, not John Wall.
He's one of the youngest. He was one of the youngest players in college basketball. He averaged like 17 points per game. I think sometimes he struggles with the decision making and the game hasn't slowed down for him, but that's to be expected. He was 18 years old going up against, guys who are much older, but shout outs to him. The best version of Jeremiah Fears is amazing, but people are going to have to be very patient with him at the NBA level. For
Jeremiah Fears is going to be a good guard.
I just know one thing. He was getting busy this year. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Rock Out Deuce said, Ox, I'm sick of your Memphis hate. Your team is the Sacramento Kings, buddy. We would sweep y'all. You be talking like y'all the damn Celtics.
Damn, Ox.
He was talking yesterday
disrespect
about
the
how Memphis would sweep the Timberwolves this season. And they lost.
I guess he told me, huh?
That's how I feel. That's how I feel in the chat. When they be talking crap about me, I just be like, man, you really hurt my feelings, man. I gotta go check.
Well, no, I'm saying we'll see next week. I'm sure we'll get a chance because I don't really think that y'all beat Minnesota in the play-in. So I mean, we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Not only time will tell. You know what I mean? Regardless of what team I support, we'll see.
Masinko sent through a super chat and said Joakim can't shoot a skittle in the ocean if he was on the shore.
Yeah, you couldn't wait to send that. Yeah, you definitely couldn't wait to send that. Absolutely. Thank you, brother. You put me in my place. We appreciate you, Masinko.
Nah, wasting Skittles is not cool though.
I've seen Joakim sink some threes.
Especially if they come in that purple bag of Skittles. Y'all know that's the best bag of Skittles.
Yeah, you
I like sour Skittles.
I
I was about to say that, Jordan. God dang.
I like
Sour
sour
Skittles.
Skittles.
Them shits hurt the top of your mouth. But
They do.
hey, but it is Easter
gotta
time.
eat 'em
So
like
y'all know they got them Starburst Jelly Bellies out, man.
Nah,
Oh, those are fire.
Nah, them
Those are
sour
fire.
Skittles, Ox. It take me like a week.
Ron, focus, Ron. Will you focus, Ron?
Chill, Skittles. That's good conversation.
My bad, chill. Let me get this nigga up out of here. MP13 said, but what team evaluation can you get within 3 games that you play without your best perimeter player and then get swept out of the playoffs?
Well,
Oh, it's talking about the
Mavericks.
Dallas thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mavericks.
it's talking about Mavericks.
You,
I mean, I can get a good
the
evaluation.
vibes. You can get the vibes.
I mean, I get a good evaluation, to be honest with you. But I mean, I don't want to go into that shit again, man. I'm a winner. I don't know nothing about losing. That shit is just mind-boggling me. So let's go. I'm biased to that shit. I'm biased to just accepting losing. I'm just really biased to that shit. I'll never be okay with just accepting that shit like that. Like, hey,
You
just
could
kick my
win
ass.
a draft pick.
It doesn't matter. Their draft picks don't guarantee you nothing. So,
All right, we got a new YouTube member by the name of Renee Carenzi. Shout out Renee. And BT Slim also became a YouTube member. Shout out to BT. And Superman Real sent through another super chat and said, real stat, since 2002, only the top 7 teams in point differential won except Dirk. With the stats, Clippers, OKC.
Stats, Mars. Keep going, Mars. Keep going.
It says with the
Yeah,
stats.
that's what the stats.
Keep going, Ron.
With the stats, Clippers, OKC, Cavs can win a chip. Also, Denver and Milwaukee without a superstar run.
With a superstar run. So basically saying those are the 5 teams that have a chance of winning a championship based on the stats.
OKC.
Damn, this dude the hell he work for? Real?
I don't know,
Real.
but if one of those 5 teams, if one of those 5 teams win, like not OKC, like because OKC is kind of a free one, but if one of those other 4 teams win, shout out to Real, man, because that would be like,
I'm gonna have to pull his ass up here.
If one of those other 4 teams win,
basketball for sure.
DSG Piccolo said the Mavs need a ball handler. Give me that pick, and you can have Simons after you miss the playoffs. It's a good deal. He can make a couple passes.
Anthony Simons is not worth a 12th overall pick. Sorry to tell you that. He's not. No, he's not.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm the Mavs right now. Where they at? They need an Anthony Simons.
No, they need him. They don't need to give up a 12th overall pick for him.
Well, it depends on who that 12 pick is. I'm doing that for sure. I'm doing that, man. Now I think on it.
Even with Kyrie. Kyrie and that boy is shit.
Yeah, Kyrie not gonna be back till around Martin Luther King Day next year. So
but Ox, you have to also consider the implications of having 2 really expensive players on your team already in AD and Clay. You have Clay who's on a big deal. You got Kyrie on a big deal.
Anthony's on a big
deal.
Anthony
Simons. I'm not considering any of that. I'm considering the fact that we just traded Luka Doncic and we need to win basketball games.
All right, last
all I'm considering. That's it.
Shit.
All right, the last members chat is from Zero Just Vibing. Zero's Just Vibing said, who is in the PCL finals?
No, that was Zero Just Vibing. 26 months.
26 months, a long time.
It is a long time.
I'd like to know that, Ron. Who is in the PCL finals?
All right, y'all.
All behind Real Talk's back.
You are.
Here's what we looking at, y'all.
Let's look at it.
Let's get it.
The first judge. He used to be on Open Gym and Gridiron. The first judge said,
where the brackets at, bro?
Yeah, where the bracket at? Come on.
You normally put the bracket.
If you're gonna do it right, bro.
God damn, we waiting on our
Come on,
results.
man.
Let's see
Get
who's
your
going
head
to
out your
Hollywood.
head, bro.
Yeah,
Put the get up off your
Your hand out your what?
Yo, quit jumping my host.
Facts.
This shit, you could get it too. We'll jump both of y'all.
2v5. All right. I like our odds. I like our odds.
I don't got no picks. Y'all hit the ground. I'm stomping you out.
All right, here goes the brackets. I gotta refill it out though, so we'll just run through it right quick. Y'all give me a sec. All right, obviously Mars, Cowboy, Mars Advanced, Dion, John D, John, Mars. There we go.
Travesty.
Jordan. Big Ox got packed up, but he advanced. ZZ, Big Ox advanced. Jordan, Penn, Logan,
Bullshit.
Chill.
Packed up.
SB, Chill, Chill Advance, Swiper, Real Talk, Hayes, Brax, Hayes, Real Talk. And
Ooh, good work, Ron. That was
And
quick.
then there was 4.
this is where we're at. So I'm going to just run through every judge, and we're going to see what the judges feel. And we're going to go one debate at a time. So we're going to do the Chill versus Real Talk. The first judge had Chill winning 2-1. Chill won round 1 and round 3. Real Talk won round 2. The second judge had Chill winning 2-1.
Oh,
That was another guy that used to be on Open Gym. The third judge had Real Talk winning 2-1.
so is it 5 judges?
So Chill won.
No. It's
It look
five
like Real
judges.
Talk.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
5 judges. Okay.
Didn't even know. Okay.
The fourth judge had Real Talk winning 2-1.
Oh, so it's game 5. Ooh.
What?
It's game 5. Ooh, we here.
Y'all got the
Game
Supreme
5.
Court up there? You got like, oh, okay.
And
So
the
you nervous
last
right
and final judge. Chill, I'm sorry, my man. Had Real Talk winning 2-1.
Damn.
Dang.
Is that
Yeah.
Well, I got that one right.
Is that an
Yeah.
upset? Is that how it goes? Is that an upset?
Yeah, I could say that
I mean,
upset.
I don't
I
know
mean, they
if I
might
would
have said it was
classify it as
upset.
an upset, but
Yeah, I'm gonna be
It
joining.
was a
the
good
chill.
battle. It was a
We
good
can have
battle.
our we can have our Stockton and SJ debate for the 3rd place game.
We have a battle.
That was that it's hard arguing against Warrior teams. It is. It's
They should be outlawed. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's hard arguing against Warrior teams, no doubt.
all right.
Because you pretty much. Oh,
The next debate obviously was Mars and Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the first judge who was on Gridiron and Open Gym, he had Mars winning 2-1.
I didn't get swept.
The second judge, well, don't speak too soon. Second judge who was on Open Gym as well, had Mars sweeping 3-0.
Damn. I didn't
The
win a round.
third judge
Not
sent
to
some
that
context behind it and said, I have Jordan winning 3-0. This was Mars' worst debate performance ever. Contradicting himself multiple times. Made up analytics. And to say a player shooting 40% in a playoff series is a nasty take. Super disappointed in Mars. That was bad.
Mars, who the hell you pissed off?
Yeah, the hell?
I just heard a lot of yap, but I guess.
Hey, man, shout out to Final Boss. The fourth judge had Jordan 2-1.
Oh, we're in game 5 too.
Damn, game 5 is crazy. 2 sweeps in a game 5 is crazy.
And last but not least, I ran a poll on YouTube. And I asked you guys, did you think it would go this far? All you guys said this was one of the best debates that we've seen. And it's living up to it. But as for the last judge, judge number 5 has a sweep. Get your brooms out. In favor of the PCL champion. Mars will be going back to the finals again. And he will be going
I
against
got swept twice.
I need to talk to that judge who said, whoever that judge who said I got swept, talking about
why I gotta get swept.
You can talk to them. The judge who said I got swept and then brought up that I was contradicting myself.
Yeah, it's an idiot.
I am going to disrespect you so bad. You're going to pick Raw Talk against me. I don't care. You are the biggest idiot I've ever heard of. There is no way you can say I contradicted myself. There is no way.
I would not talk about the final boss like
that. No, and then you're going to tell me that it was wrong of me to say that an Andre Roberson 40% 3-point shooting series is not valuable offense because he's only shooting 2 threes a game. Respectfully, you're an idiot. I don't know what to tell you. Pick Real Talk now. Send Ron your ballot that you picked Real Talk above me. I don't care. You are an imbecile. Biggest idiot I've ever heard of. Cool. There you go. Real Talk, you're up 1-0. That judge can give you his pick. He's an idiot. I don't know what to tell you. He's an idiot. GG.
So you gonna clean up Real Talk 2-1?
God dang.
Whatever. That judge is an actual idiot. Whoever that is, that judge is an idiot.
I just want to know why I got to get swept 3-0 though twice. Like, goddamn, 3-0
They were
twice.
close. No. I had Mars beating you 3-0, but it was like close. It was close 3-0. It was like he just barely like edged you out like in each one of them. It's not even like that's not even a disrespectful thing. It's just that each one was.
I mean, ain't no disrespect taken. I just thought it was. I thought it was. I didn't.
It's hard arguing against. It's hard arguing against the Warriors. That's all. It's hard arguing against the Warriors. I thought I made a better argument for the real talk. I had better personnel, but I thought I made a better argument for my crew. But he won, 100%. So congratulations, real talk. That was big time.
That means I guarantee money. That means I won money.
Yeah.
I forgot to tell Mars GG's good. I mean, good job, Mars. That was a good
You're more gracious than me because if I lost, there would have been no GG's. So
I don't have. Bro, you complain more than anyone right now, and you won.
Absolutely, because that judge
that judge was.
We might would have had
crazy.
I'm always process over outcomes, and that judge, if he thinks Jordan won, that's cool. I have no problem with thinking Jordan won. Him giving Ron that stupid soliloquy is my problem. Pick Jordan to win. That's cool. Every reason he just said why I lost was a dumb reason.
Blame Ron
every reason.
Whoever
that judge is, I don't know. Go comment on the video. Go comment on the last PCL debate. I want to see your name because you are an actual idiot.
Let's get something in context too. Why is people saying the whole Ennis Cancer is a bucket is a problem? Like, you clearly didn't watch basketball back then. If you didn't,
it's not a problem.
I'll tell you something,
I think that with me that they don't think it makes
Ennis Cancer. If you got
I was
talking to a coach who coached him over in OKC, and they said that they looked at his numbers, and basically they noticed if he caught the ball within like 3 feet of the basket, so if he did his work a little bit early, you couldn't stop him. It was like,
I know that for a fact. I know that for a fact.
But if he caught the ball like 3 feet out more, the percentages dip by like 25 to 30%. So they noticed that. So the argument that I would have made if I were you was he's gonna get that inside position on Chet. The same way Alperen gets it.
We didn't. I mean, Mars.
Jordan. We got to get up out of here soon. But here's the thing, though. We're gonna be on Playback tonight. So on Playback tonight, we'll talk about all of this. Jordan, I know you're gonna be there. Penn, feel free to pull up, and we're gonna watch some hoops. And this isn't gonna be the only game tonight. It's gonna be a bunch of other good games tonight as well. So we'll watch those, and we'll talk all about the PCL. I do want you guys to know though that the championship and the third place match will be on Sunday. It will be starting at 2 p.m. Eastern time, 11 a.m. Pacific. And also after that, we're going to do what we typically do, a playback after party. But the cool thing about Sunday is it's the last day of the season. So at 12:30 Pacific, 3:30 Eastern, we'll essentially be watching all the games with all the implications. So you guys pull up. It's going to be a watch party. We're going to watch every single game that's going on and basically finish the rest of the season in good style and also be able to talk about what happened in the PCL finals. Y'all be sure to pull up.
Hey, chill. It's me and you, big dog. We got to get it on one time. It is what it is. I'm going to get my sparring ready. Me and you, big dog. Ain't no issue. We battling for third place. I usually don't do this. You know, when my team when they say, hey, y'all got another game for third place, I normally say, hell no, we ain't doing that shit. We getting on the road. We leaving.
Well, I mean, y'all still got some money to win.
Third place. Nice little stipends.
My freshman year,
How much money we got to win, Ron?
I think third place gets 500. First place gets 25. First place gets 2,500.
I thought first place.
Second place gets 1,000.
It's 30. I'm pretty sure it's 3,500, bro.
Yeah,
what it is.
35. Yeah,
35.
1,500.
500. Yeah. That's what it is. Well, no, because I still got to get my cut. So.
Oh yeah.
Just
take that shit out of Mars cut. Take that shit out of Mars cut.
Remember, we got to transfer Mars. You got to
Mars. You think the judge is gonna let you disrespect Pac, nigga?
Nah,
ain't gonna happen.
No, whoever that judge, he can pick real talk. I'm sorry.
Mars is physically upset about that.
I don't even respect that person.
Mars' word is more hot about that.
I don't respect that person.
Mars, you want me to tell you who it was?
No, you're not.
You're probably gonna lie. And
say Mars not gonna tell you.
Whoever they are, I just don't respect their opinion. If they pick me to beat Real Talk, I probably lost. Like I don't.
All I want to say is if any of these judges actually had a problem prior to the judging with any one of us, that's a conflict of interest.
I don't know who the judges is. I think it's good that we don't know the judge.
Also a conflict of interest.
Also, like if I find out that one of these judges,
what if the judges liked you prior to this?
It's still a problem.
What if they were your tag team partner? Then what?
I mean, we don't know. What if one of the judges was Shaq though, Mars? What if Shaq said that about you?
I mean, everyone got preferences. Everyone got like a way they're gonna look at basketball.
That would be crazy.
But if I find out that the reason that I didn't get through
opinion.
because one of these judges basically swore that I wasn't gonna get through, I'll be pissed. And I'd be even more pissed if I'd made 2 more rounds and they did this shit to me in the quarterfinals. Oh man.
Shout out to that judge though. Shout out to that judge.
All I'm gonna say is this: free thing. Everyone has complained about every single round about these judges. Next year, can we please get transparency on who the hell these people are?
Next year,
if you're gonna do this bullshit to somebody, if you're gonna do this bullshit to somebody,
hell no.
I gotta know who you are. That's all.
Hell no, Mars.
I just want to know.
Mars, no way.
Next year, I'm gonna be a judge. I think I'd be a good judge. So
hell no.
Yeah, you chair that jury, Mars.
Beautiful judges
You don't let your bias.
Same way I protect my judges.
I'll put a face to the name. These guys get to say anything with no consequence.
Well, judges, thank you for coming and doing what you guys do best. Black Moon Swordsman, before we get up out of here, sent through one last super chat and said, I enjoyed Shrek 3. I despise Shrek 4. Aladdin 1 and 2 were both enjoyable, but were not Disney's best. Infinity Wars was great. Endgame was trash.
Enjoyed Shrek 3, but despised Shrek 4?
Shrek 4 was a better story than Shrek 3.
I haven't watched
Shrek 3 the worst. Merry Christmas.
I see you on Sunday, Jordan. I see you on Sunday.
Yeah.
Later tonight, chill. We'll catch you.
Oh, that's right.
Main stage. Main stage.
Yeah, I'm on Playback tonight. I see y'all tonight.
Yes,
I'm a really trash talk Mars tonight. I was just saving them for now, but tonight I'm a trash talker.
Scoreboard.
Fuck the scoreboard. Look, this one I get a text and say fuck the scoreboard. But hey, what you want to do? I don't give a shit about no winning. This why I pick a fight now. That's what I do.
All right, y'all. Well, once again, before we get up out of here, we'll catch you guys on Playback later tonight. Remember, tomorrow, the Caitlin Clark GOAT debate will be dropping. Main stage later tonight. PCL finals on Sunday, as well as an after party on Playback as well. And also, shout out to beautiful judges. We out.